This is Bobcat football as Hope host Arkadelphia on Friday, September 26th. Your announcers are Bubba Powers and Randy Wright.
Welcome to Hammond Stadium, where the Hope Bobcats play host to the Arkadelphia Badgers in the AAA Southwest Conference opener for both teams tonight. Hope coming into tonight's game 1-1-1 after last week's tie at Nashville 27-all. Arkadelphia coming into tonight's game 1-2 after a big victory over 4A Sylvan Hills last week. What we have in Arkadelphia tonight, Bub, is a team that will be much larger than the Bobcats have seen all year.
Well, they're going to be a much larger team now along the offensive line for sure, but the Bobcats will counter that, of course, with their quickness. Arkadelphia is a team that really is trying to establish their identity in this conference over the last few years, Randy. They don't have the super teams they did probably 7, 8, or 9 years ago, but it is a team that always you can depend will have some quality athletes. Last year in the Arkadelphia game that the Bobcats lost, I know that Coach Kell and his Bobcats felt like that was certainly a winnable game, that maybe they did not play up to expectations, and then they might have come out a little bit flat. I don't think that's going to be the case tonight with the Bobcats, because I do believe that that exciting 27-27 tie with the Nashville Scrappers last week gives this Bobcat team some momentum going into the conference race, especially coming from as far back as they did. And I also think the Prescott game helped them somewhat. It is a team, the Bobcat team is a bunch of players that they're not going to be able to line up and dominate you at every position, but it is a team that is learning and getting better week by week. And their job this week is simply to get better from last week, the Nashville game. And if they do that and eliminate their mistakes or keep their mistakes to a minimum, it'll be a successful game tonight for the Bobcats. But Arkadelphia has those same intentions on their side of the field.
Yeah, in the last 2 years, as you mentioned, Arkadelphia 2 years ago came into Hope after Hope had beaten the #1 team in AAA, Watson Chapel, the week before, and beat the Bobcats decisively 14-0, and really stunned the Bobcats from ever really getting going in AAA Southwest Conference. Also last year, Bobcats go up to Arkadelphia expecting to beat the Badgers. Badgers really played them well and beat the Cats and started off on their playoff berth. And the Badgers hope to do that, as do the Bobcats here tonight.
Well, there is a parallel between that game of 2 years ago you were talking about. The Bobcats defeated Watson Chapel right down here and held Watson Chapel out. It was a tremendously emotional win, and they were flat for the Arkadelphia game. Coach Kell addressed that point with me on his show earlier in the week. He doesn't think this is a group of kids that's going to come in here flat and not do what they're supposed to do. They know that it's terribly important to get that first conference win under your belt to build momentum, and as we've talked so many times, football is and always will be a game of momentum, even from quarter to quarter, from game to game. So it's an important game tonight, obviously, for both teams.
Arkadelphia 1-2, as we said, on the year. Lost to Morrilton, one of the top teams in AAA, on the opening night of the season. Lost to Benton, a 4A South powerhouse, 2 weeks ago, and then last week beat Sylvan Hills. They'll be awfully tough tonight. They're kind of a team that really nobody knows a lot about, but they always play well in AAA Southwest. For the Bobcats, it's been a great run in the non-conference as far as excitement and fan excitement. Bobcats 1-1-1, and they hope to improve that tonight as well as winning a conference game.
Well, they're way up on the scale in excitement. There's no question about that. But as I mentioned just earlier, it is their intention and their aim is to get better and better each game. Last week they cut down on their mistakes against Nashville, and I don't think they only had a couple of fumbles. The penalty situation was not bad. Kicking game was much improved, especially Jason Patton's punting, and so what they have to do is strive to get better in every phase of this game, and that's kicking, offense, defense, and the mental part of it.
Well, we expect a packed house here at Hammond Stadium for this conference opener. The students and fans are out on the field to greet the Cats. You've heard the Bobcat band playing the alma mater. We'll be back for the kickoff on KTSS after these messages.
Hi, Tim McMullen with Sheila Bruce right here at Hope Auto Company in Hope, Arkansas, where we have 8 ways to finance. Our 97s are getting slim. Our 98s are coming in every day. So come see us, pick out the car that you want. Let Sheila get you financed with our 8 ways of financing. You can call us toll-free at 1-888-777-4701 or locally call us at 777-2371. Come look at our service department. We've been in business for 76 years. We're here to stay. Come see us right here at Hope Auto Company, Hope, Arkansas.
It's hard to beat what we offer at First Federal Savings and Loan Association. As a savings and loan association, we are the original professional long-term home loan lender. For 18 years, we have been offering very friendly service to you with checking accounts, savings accounts, high returns on certificates of deposit, and attractive mortgage rates, plus personal, friendly service. We are hard to beat.
With our personal attention and attractive mortgage rates, it's hard to beat what we have to offer here at First Federal Savings and Loan at the corner of 6th and South Main in Hope, Arkansas.
Prices have been marked down by 70% at Main Fashions in Hope. The prices on all spring and summer merchandise have been slashed by 70%. For a short time, you can save big on name brands like Claudia Sloan, Ives St. Clair, Alfred Dunner, and others. At these incredible savings, the great selection will not last long. Gail Garner is making room for the fall styles, which are arriving daily. Hurry in today to the 70% off sale, only at Main Fashions on South Main across from Hope High School.
Back at Hammond Stadium as we start off the AAA Southwest Conference opener for the Hope Bobcats hosting the Arkadelphia Badgers. And again, as we mentioned on the pregame, this has been a big conference game for the last few years for both teams, kind of a pivotal point as starting off to the playoffs.
Well, I think the reason it seems such a big conference game to us, Randy, is simply we've been beaten 2 years in it, and probably a game we should have won both times. And I think that Coach Kell and the coaching staff are real pleased with how this group has worked and prepared themselves for this conference opener. And I will mention that the injury bug is starting to take off as you see the Bobcats come onto the football field here. Billy Roberts is starting free safety and also runs tailback for the Bobcats some. Has injured his hand. He won't play tonight. And of course the starting junior tackle Eric Turner will be out of the game for a few more weeks. So the injury situation is starting to come in a little bit, as it does with all football teams.
And the Bobcats, you see in their home red jerseys and pants, white numerals, red helmets, ready to take on the Badgers from Arkadelphia. For the Bobcats tonight, playing a team that is larger and also fully two-platoon team. They play very few players both sides of the ball.
Well, you know, Arkadelphia's record is certainly deceiving because the teams that they played in that non-conference schedule, I will guarantee you, are top-flight teams. They came out of it with a win over 4A Sylvan Hills, as you mentioned, and the Benton team they lost to, and also Morrilton. Very tough non-conference schedule for the Badgers. So, for sure, this is not a team that the Bobcats can overlook because they've always kind of started their conference season getting the Bobcats down. And last year, a game that the pass actually hurt the Bobcats somewhat, a couple of long passes, but this is an improved Bobcat secondary, and I believe the defense has improved some each week. So we certainly hope for good things and emphasize, as always, that if the mistakes are kept to a minimum, I think this is a Bobcat win, but the game has to be played on the field, and the Bobcats have to follow through in all phases of the game.
We just saw the Bobcat cheerleaders getting the fans going to start this ball game. Bobcats will receive as the Badgers, number 60, Dustin Watson, will kick off. Watson, a sophomore, back deep for the Cats. Steve Edwards, 22. Also, DeCosta Holyfield, 6. And Chad Lacey, 24. Kicks a good one. Edwards will field it at the 17. to the near side, cuts back, and he is stopped and met hard at the 25-yard line. That's where the Cats will take over 1st and 10.
Well, Arkadelphia just fanned out real well and had good coverage there. Steve just had to stop his momentum, and the pursuit just kind of caught up with him, so the Bobcats will open up their first series with the ball just shy of the 25-yard line.
Badger defense is anchored by their 2 tackles, Derek Marlowe, number 95, and Brad Fulmer, 94, both 250. Fullen is 70, Gatlin 78, both good size. Bobcats, Courtney Cole sends 2 men to the left. That's Bright in the slot and Muldrews wide out. Cole on the pitch to Edwards, and that was just a busted play. Edwards may have gained a yard, bring up 2nd and 9.
Yeah, not much there. As always, when we begin each game, I think it's always interesting to look and kind of watch how the defensive backfield plan to cover Corey Muldrew. That time they made no bones about it. They're going to put him in double coverage and probably most of the night.
2nd and 9 for the Cats. Muldrew to the near side. Bright now slot left. Ramsey's the tight end, 15, and there's a flag thrown, and someone lined up off sides, encroaching the ball.
Well, the initial signal looks like maybe Arkadelphia lined up off sides, and that's exactly what it was. So that certainly helps the first down play of the Bobcats as they go into 2nd down with about 4 yards to go instead of 9.
2nd and 4, Cats at the 30, their own 31 on this initial possession of this AAA Southwest Conference opener for the Bobcats. Rusty Beck, the center for the Cats. Devon Walker and Ryan Walker, the guards. Carpenter and Corey Golston, the tackles. Handoff to Edwards. Gets along the left side, but he is met there after a gain of a yard, tackled by Corey Harris and John Elkins.
Yeah, he's going to be a couple, let's see, he's going to be about 2 yards shy of the first down. And as you mentioned, the size of that Arkadelphia front line is certainly going to be a key for the Bobcat offensive line tonight, because they're big, strong, powerful young men, especially their nose man and their tackle. So it's going to be a chore tonight for these Bobcats, this young Bobcat offensive line, to push this defensive front back for the Badgers.
For the Badgers, 15, Corey Harris is 6'2". He now lines up on the line sometimes on at linebacker. 3rd and 2 for the Cats. Cole keeps and busts through, and he'll depend on the mark. A great play by the quarterback for the Cats, and he has the first down.
Well, he just kind of snuck under an arm there. Arkadelphia did a pretty good job of keeping containment on that play, but Courtney Cole was able to squeeze through and picked up the first down with about a yard to spare. So good play by Courtney Cole.
Well, number 99 for the Badgers had him behind the line and just couldn't hold on to him. Brings up 1st and 10 for the Cats at their own 36. Muldrew comes from the near side. Bright split left. Dropping back is Cole. Hits Bright across the middle. He's gone. That's a touchdown for Bright. Cole to Bright on a 64-yard touchdown pass with 10:05 left in this first quarter of play.
You know, what makes that play for the Bobcats there, and it's a good job by the Bobcat coaching staff picking it up. They are so conscious of Corey Muldrew over here. You can tell their scheme going into this game is not to allow Corey Muldrew to beat them. They just shadow him everywhere he goes. D. Bright just ran an excellent pattern there, just a little slant across the middle, and there was wide open spaces there. So good throw and catch by Courtney Cole and DeRoderick Bright.
Colin Pickleton will attempt the point after. No good. And with 10:05 left in the first quarter of play, it's Hope 6, Arkadelphia 0. We'll be back on KTSS after these messages.
Wilson Furniture and Appliance in Hope needs your help. Our showroom and warehouse are full of Lazy Boy. We have Lazy Boys in pairs or sets of 3. At Wilson, we have lots of recliners in luxurious leather or the classic stain-resistant fabrics. Please, come try our Lazy Boys and see why they are the best. Come see how far below retail we mark our prices. At Wilson, we have the largest selection of Lazy Boy in the area. Please, come buy your Lazy Boy today at Wilson Furniture and Appliance, 222 South Main in Hope.
What makes the services at Brazil Cornish Funeral Home in Prescott different Is it the fact they've served us for over 100 years, meeting our every need and our hour of need with dignified service? Is it the fact that Brazil Cornish, they honor all funeral contracts, including pre-need from all other funeral homes? Is it the fact that Eddie Brazil director and staff truly care for those they are privileged to serve? It's all those things and more. Brazil Cornish Funeral Home in Prescott. Eddie Brazil director, not a chain or part of a chain.
Getting a hot meal on the run is easy when you come to Madlock Star Express. For breakfast, pick up a hot biscuit and egg. Or if you prefer, grab your choice of sausages, ham, or bacon. For lunch, choose a Chester fried chicken meal, complete with fried corn on the cob. And if you're not in a hurry, sit down, relax, and enjoy your meal. Good food is waiting for you right now at Madlock Star Express at the corner of Spring Hill Road and 67 West.
And the Bobcats lead suddenly here in the first quarter of play, 6-0 on a 64-yard touchdown pass from Courtney Cole to DeRoderick Bright, and Bright just showed his great speed. Nobody's going to catch D if he gets in front of you.
Well, I will say this, they're going to have a hard time covering D. Bright one-on-one tonight if they're going to devote so much effort to Corey Mulberry.
Tremaine Lacey will kick. It's a nice one, fielded there. And that is Adams. Along the right side, Nick Edwards and Alex Lenore drop him at near the 40-yard line of the Badgers.
Well, the Bobcats kind of let him get out of a little hole there and get outside and pick up about 12, 13 extra yards. So Arkadelphia, pretty good field position on their opening drive.
Now the Badger offense is an interesting group also. They have a man, the right guard, number 68, Adrian Newborn, is 350 pounds. Also their right tackle, Carlos Dickerson's 250, number 77. Their left side, Terrence Dooley, 255, number 72. A big line. Tawan Dickerson should be the starting quarterback, number 2, and he is. In motion as the Bobcats jump was Grant Smith as he was in motion, and that I formation broke out of the I. The Bobcats will be penalized 5 yards.
And J.D. Sampson right over the ball just needs to not let his peripheral vision catch those men going in motion, and so the Badgers benefit from a Bobcat mistake.
Bobcats will need to watch number 12, Tim Nelson, who had over 200 yards last week against Sylvan Hills. 12, he's the tailback. Big guy at 6'1", 175 pounds. Bass comes to the left side. Oh, that's Cameron House to the left side. I formation. Smith in motion to the left side. Handoff to Nelson. He's met there hard by the Bobcats after a gain of a yard.
Good play there by Jeff High, Ryan Walker also, and so he picked up about a yard on the play, so bring up a second and a long 4 for the Badgers.
Again, Nelson is the man that had over 200 yards last week and carried it a lot. He's a kind of a workhorse for the Badgers. Dickerson is your quarterback. He's a junior, number 2. He'll send House to the left. Now split backfield. Smith in motion to the left. Hand off to Nelson again. Bobcats get him from behind. Good job by Dietrich Pace.
Well, it was a real good job by Dietrich Pace of pursuing, but I'll tell you, Jeff High back there again and made him go deeper in the backfield than he wanted to. So good start for this Bobcat defense. Brings up a 3rd and about 6 for the Badgers.
At the Badger 40, so the Bobcats defense really trying to keep Arkadelphia's running game from getting in gear, and that's what they rely on. House goes to the left, Smith wide right. High formation. Nelson is the tailback, and Pat Smith's the fullback. Hand off to Nelson. Again, the Bobcats grabbing for him. Nelson close to the first down, but short, as Edwards and Jones make the tackle.
Exactly, about a yard short, and again, Jeff High in the Badger backfield, just not able to quite grab hold, but the Bobcats were able to hold him about a yard, maybe a little more than a yard, short of the first down. So Arkadelphia with their first decision of the night, 4th and about 1.
With 8:06 left in the first quarter, again, Hope leading 6-0. Arkadelphia will look like they're coming out with their punting team to punt.
And this is a situation where that defensive line needs to make sure they don't jump with less than 5 yards for the first.
Dickerson is the quarterback and also the punter. Back deep for the Bobcats is Muldrew. Dickerson's slow snap gets a nice punt. Muldrew will field it at the 24. Picks his seam to the left side. Muldrew down the side, knocked out of bounds at midfield, but there's a flag back at the 35.
Yeah, and more than likely going to be a clip or an illegal block, so that will certainly be a mistake on the Bobcats' part after that very fine return by Corey Muldrew.
7:32 left in the first quarter, and it is holding on the Bobcats. And so they will mark it against the Cats. Flags on the 35 of the Cats.
So that did nullify a very good return by Corey Muldrew, and they'll mark that off down to the 25-yard line. So the Bobcats will start their second series just about the very same place they began the first.
And it's exactly where Corey fielded the punt before he ran near midfield. So those kind of penalties hurt you. Brings up 1st and 10 for that Cat offense. And Muldrew will go to the far side. Bright, who scored the lone touchdown for the Cats, comes to the near side. Sarles is the tailback. Edwards the tailback. Dropping back is Cole again. Has wide open. No! Just through his fingertips as Muldrew tried desperately to get to that ball.
Well, he did, and he turned on the afterburners, and I think he was running so hard he just didn't quite get his fingertips out there. But, you know, that just shows you the remarkable speed of this 6'3", 200-pound split end for the Bobcats. They had him double covered. He just ran by them and almost completed that for another big pass play for the Bobcats.
2nd down for the Cats and 10, again at their own 25. Muldrew will go to the left side. Bright comes to the right side. Sarles is your fullback, and DeCosta Holyfield is now in at tailback, the sophomore. Cole throws it up, and he had guys all over him, but that's an incomplete pass and rightly called there. Brings up 3rd and 10.
I think it's correctly called. I think the official needs to do a little bit better job of initiating that whistle and making that call there, because for a minute it looked like he was a little indecisive about what he was going to call, but fortunately for the Bobcats, incomplete, so still 10 yards to go for the first down.
3rd down for the Bobcats in their own territory at the 25. 7:18 left in the first quarter of play. Bobcat offensive line again outsized here against that big line of the Badgers. Muldrew is to the far side. Bright to the left side. Pitch to Holyfield. Holyfield breaks outside. He's at the 40. There's a flag thrown in the Bobcat backfield. Holyfield tripped up at the 20, but that'll go for naught as there's a flag, I believe, against the Bobcats.
Again, what we're going to have is either a clip or a hold on the Bobcats, and negates a big play, and the Bobcats are certainly on a roll. They just have to make these less aggressive mental mistakes. My goodness, we nullified a fine punt return and just a great run by DeCosta Holyfield there. And so we've got to do a much better job of stopping that kind of thing. It just comes back to haunt you in a football game.
Well, the Bobcat speed is certainly apparent out here tonight. As so far it looks like the Cats' speed is really overmatching the Badgers.
Well, DeCosta's speed there certainly was evident. I don't think the hold or the clip, I didn't see the signal. Face mask on the Bobcat, so obviously you know, that can't be done, and that is a mental mistake. And but DeCosta's speed was certainly evident on that play as he bounced outside, and they just couldn't catch him.
At the 14 of the Cats, brings up 3rd down and 20, and the Bobcats need to eat up some yardage here to get a first down. Now Bright goes to the right side. Ramsey's the tight end, and also Muldrew will be tight on the right side. Edwards is back at the tailback. Fake to Edwards, rolling to the left is Cole. and he is popped at the 20 to the 21. A good rollout by Cole. Gain of about 7. It'll bring up 4th down for the Cats in 14.
Well, some good execution on that drive in a couple of respects, but the penalties negate that, and the Bobcats will be forced to punt.
Yeah, the Bobcats really did some good things on that series, but the penalties killed them. And now Jason Patton will punt for the Cats. Back deep is for Arkadelphia's Nelson, number 12. Patton's kick is short, hits it about the 42, gets a Bobcat bounce near midfield at the Bobcat 49 and down there. And the Badgers will be in excellent field position for their second possession of the game.
So the Bobcat defense coming back on the field. Good initial opening series for the Bobcats. Had a 1st and 5, Arkadelphia did, and was not able to make a first down from that. So the opening series for this Bobcat defense certainly was a plus, and they'll need that again as the ball is crossed over into Bobcat territory.
1st and 10, Badgers, as Cameron House comes to the left side. Smith split right. Number 12, Nelson, is their workhorse. Hand off to him along the right side. Gets through for a gain of 5. Flannery there for also Christian on the tackle.
Yeah, he did a nice gain there. Good hold there on the right side there by the Badgers. And as you mentioned, led by their 350-pound right guard. And so brings up a 2nd and 5 for Arkadelphia.
That's what they've been running off of, that right side, with number 68 and 77, Newbern and Dickerson. Some big guys on that right side. 2nd down and 4 at the Bobcat 44. Dickerson hands off to the fullback this time, and he gets near the 1st down. That was Pat Smith on the run.
And Michael Christian there on the tackle, but it looks as if even with the spot, they will pick up the 1st down.
5:38 left in the 1st quarter play. It's Hope 6, Arkadelphia 0. In this conference opener in AAA Southwest. House goes to the left, 2 men to the right side now for Arkadelphia. Dickerson, number 2, the junior quarterback, hands off to Nelson off the right side again for a gain of about 4 near the 35 of the Cats.
Yeah, I saw Alex Flannery fall back in there along with, well, I couldn't see who the other tackler was, but picked up about 3 on the play.
2nd and 7. Let's mark it at the 36 of the Cats. Arkadelphia started this drive on their 49 in great field position, or at the Bobcat 49. Coming in for the Badgers with the play is Chad Holzclaw. And he goes to the right side along with Smith. House comes to the near side. Dickerson on a long snap count. Hands off to Nelson on the left side. Alex Flannery meets him for a 3-yard loss.
Good read there by the junior linebacker, Alex Flannery there. And as you said, met him for a loss. So nice job of defense there by the Bobcats.
Brings up 3rd and 10 at the 39 of the Cats. That left side's not quite as big as the right side of that Arkadelphia line, and that's the first time they've run that side of it. Dickerson sends Smith and also number 82. That's Bass to the right side. House to the left. Dickerson on the option, pitches to Tim Nelson. Nelson is tackled by Alex Flannery. Great job by the junior linebacker.
You bet it was a great job, and it looked there for a moment that the pitch man had some yardage, and Alex Flannery just used his great speed from his linebacker spot there to run the running back down. So really nice play by Alex Flannery.
You know, and Nelson's one of the top track men in AAA last spring, and he's got great speed if he can get around the corner. 4th down and 9 at the 37 of the Cats, and it looks like Arkadelphia will punt. Dickerson is the punter, also the quarterback. He punts a nice punt. Muldrew will field it at the 5. trying to get around, and he's just going to be knocked down near the 3-yard line as he couldn't get by one man. And Arkadelphia sticks the Bobcats in a big hole.
Well, I think there was some indecision there on Corey's part. I think initially he was going to let the ball go and go on into the end zone, but just good punt coverage by Arkadelphia, and so the Bobcats deep in their own territory with the ball on about the 3-yard line.
3:08 left in the first quarter. Bobcats leading 6-0 over the Badgers. Courtney Cole, the senior quarterback, comes in for the Cats. He'll send Muldrew to the left side. Also Bright will slot left. Ramsey's the tight end, 15 on the right side. Hand off to Edwards as he tries to drive near the 5, but maybe a gain of a yard for the Cats.
Just a lot of Arkadelphia Badgers there to meet that play, and as you said, Steve did pick up about a yard, maybe a couple on the play, and so the Bobcats faced with a 2nd and 8.
Hard going down there deep in your own territory. Ball is marked at the 5. Cole gets the play and back to the huddle. 2nd and 8. 2:33 left in the first quarter. Muldrew and Bright go to the right side. Arkadelphia very conscious of both of those guys. Cole looking across the middle, just can't hit Bright, as that again would have been enough for a first down.
Yeah, and that play's certainly open. Courtney Cole just put too much loft on the football, or D. Bright would have picked up plenty of yardage for the first down.
3rd down and 8 for the Cats. Clock stops at 2:18 left in the first quarter.
You know, that little pass play that D. Bright scored on last week, a little pump fake. They've run that play a couple of times, and it's going to have to soften up this Arkadelphia defense for that play to open up sometime in this football game.
Now Muldrew and Bright again to the right side, and again they're leaving Bright open on that slot. Hand off to Edwards along the left side, trying to turn the corner. Just can't get to the first down markers. He's tripped up at the 10.
Yeah, Steve had pretty good running room. Just a good play by an Arkadelphia Badger out there, number 39. That's Marcello Livingston, and he just went down low and cut Steve's feet out from under him. So Patton will be called to punt again and try to get off a little bit better punt. Kind of came off the side of his foot last time, but he did an outstanding job of punting last week in Nashville.
4th down and 3 for the Cats, deep in their own territory at the 11. Michael Christian is the deep snapper for the Cats. Patton in his end zone. Back deep is Smith and also Nelson. Patton gets a wobbler off. Nelson picks it up at the 40. Pace pulls him down and out of bounds. A great sure tackle by Dietrich Pace.
Well, that kid just does a lot of things that are beneficial to this football team. That was one of those low line drive kicks. He fielded on the run, and Dietrich Pace used his outstanding speed to get down there and grab hold, not let go. So a very fine play by the senior Dietrich Pace.
1st and 10, Arkadelphia again. Great field position at the Bobcat 41. 1:24 left in this first quarter of play. Badgers send House to the left. Grant Smith to the right. In motion is Smith. On the counter, the ball's everywhere, and Christian and Sampson are all over him for a 7-yard loss.
Well, that play just wasn't going to work from the very beginning because Michael Christian and Jonathan Sampson were standing there just about ready to take the handoff. So good play by those two juniors to give the Arkadelphia Badgers a 6-yard loss and bring up a 2nd and 16.
Let's make it a 6-yard loss at the 47 of the Bobcats. That Bobcat defensive line of Sampson, Christian, High, and Patton, also Pace, doing a great job so far tonight. Now House and Smith come to the left side. Pitch to Nelson, and he's hit hard by the Bobcats all over him after a gain of 3.
And that was good pursuit over there, and let me see who that was. That was Jacob Jones and also Alex Flanoy there. Good pursuit as they only picked up about 3 on the play, so bring up a 3rd and 13.
At the 44 of the Bobcats.
You know, Randy, Arkadelphia, certainly had some situations to throw the football, and they seem to be a little bit shy about putting the ball up in the air.
Yeah, not inclined to throw it. They like to keep it on the ground, but they've really not been successful doing that so far tonight. Now Dickerson rolls right, looking downfield, throws it quickly, dropped by Smith. And the Bobcats will force Arkadelphia into a 4th down at the Bobcat 44.
And as we saw them go back for their first pass attempt, I'm not sure if they would have picked up the first down there or not, but Arkadelphia getting plenty of work with their punting team tonight, and this Bobcat defense has really done a fine job thus far in this first quarter.
3 seconds left in the first quarter. The punt will be by Dickerson. Back deep is Muldrew. It'll be the last play of the first quarter of play. Snap is low. Kick is a wobbler as Muldrew will let it bounce. And the Bobcats will be at the 9-yard line as we start the second quarter of play. It's Hope 6, Arkadelphia 0. We'll be back on Channel 55 KTSS after these messages.
Hi, my name's Randy Banks, owner of Randy's Collision Center. I would like to invite you to come and see us the next time your car needs a windshield or a collision repair.
Randy's Auto Glass and Collision Center is the only place in Hope where your car will receive the special baked-on finish in a dust-free oven. We're the only place in the area where our technicians have received certification in repairing any type of car, truck, or van. Randy's Auto Glass and Collision Center, just behind the Pizza Hut at 508 West Compress in Hope.
Hi, I'm Dr. Pearson with the Pearson Eye and Medical Institute. I would like to introduce you to a new member of our staff, Dr. Gopal Naik.
When we bought our Selby shoes at Foster's, they told us that they would fit like handcrafted moccasins, that their mock-fit shoes don't have the stiff, bulky insole most other shoes have, that the glove-like leather would flex with every step. Well, the other day, after 200 antique booths, 5 old picture frames, and the kitchen cabinet that fit into the car without a hitch, I thought, you know what? They weren't kidding. Selby Mock Fit. They fit who I am, beautifully.
Find your Selby Mock Fit shoes at Foster's Shoe Store, 115 East 2nd Street, in the heart of downtown Hope.
Hi, my name is Kevin Bridges at your local Radio Shack dealer in Hope, Arkansas. A lot of my customers are still amazed on exactly how much we install. Not only do we sell the CBs, the CB mounts, the CB accessories, but we install them. Not only do we sell the cellular phones, let it be a handheld phone or a bag phone, but we install them. We also have outside antennas, the amplifiers for them, the hardware, the poles, and yes, we install them. We also offer a wide variety of PA systems, mixer boards, speakers, microphones, cables, and yes, we do install them. So remember, come to Radio Shack at 218 East 2nd Street for all of your installation needs.
People make the difference at Citizens National Bank. Our friendly professional staff of hometown folks have made Citizens National the leading bank in Hope and Hempstead County by providing the finest in customer service available anywhere. They're your friends and neighbors as well as your bankers. They're committed to our community, take pride in their work, and genuinely care about you. People making the difference at Citizens National Bank, serving the banking needs of Hope and Hempstead County since 1902. Member FDIC.
Start the second quarter. There you see the Hope Bobcat band enjoying the Bobcats lead here of 6-0. The Bobcats above, and you see the band enjoying it. Bobcat speed has been predominant in this first quarter of play.
Well, it certainly has, defensively and offensively. The only thing that's hurt the Bobcats, as we said earlier, are the mistakes or the penalties, but their speed certainly is an advantage over Arkadelphia thus far. And as the Bobcats will start again deep in their own territory with the ball on their own 9-yard line.
Beck and Walker, the 2 guards. Carpenter, also Golston in there for the Cats in that offensive line. Unbalanced line, handoff to Holyfield. He'll gain about 3 on the play.
Yeah, the coach to Holyfield in there at tailback picked up well, closer to 4, almost 5 on the play, actually, and so a pretty good initial play from deep in your own territory.
Looks like Holyfield is getting up limping and may have gotten hit on his ankle, and The sophomore certainly had a great game in the fourth quarter last week at Nashville.
He did had some real positive plays for these Bobcats last week, and we certainly hope that it's just a cramp or a bruise there that DaCosta can come back from.
And the Bobcat coaching staff, trainers get out there to get him down and let him check it out. 11:38 left in the second quarter of play. Hope leading 6-0, and again, the first conference game of the year. An important game for all teams across the state. In AAA Southwest tonight, Lake Hamilton is down at Magnolia.
And that's a big game. I think that's a key game early on here in AAA Southwest. Everyone knew Magnolia is certainly going to be a favorite for the conference title. And Lake Hamilton coming back from a poor year last year to go 3-0 in their non-conference schedule. So that's a big game tonight.
And Holyfield coming off the field, and we'll hope that young man is okay. He was giving Steve Edwards a spell there, and so hopefully he's all right. 11:38 left here in this second quarter. Cole is the quarterback. Muldrew will go wide right, and as will Bright slot right. Edwards and Sarles are your running backs. Cole hits Bright across the middle, and it's open again. Bright running hard to the 40, near the 40-yard line, 1st and 10 Bobcats.
That was a good pass, and a nice pattern there by D. Bright. You know, we talked before, I don't know whether they said it on the air, but D. Bright in his own right is certainly a fantastic athlete. He has great speed and excellent hands, and really just these twin receivers of the Bobcats, I won't even go out on a limb. I'll say there's not a better set of receivers on any one team in the state of Arkansas.
Bobcats split their backfield. Edwards to the left, Muldrew split left, Bright wide right. Pitch to Edwards along the left side, near side, gain of 5. He slips down.
Yeah, and you saw Steve kind of getting low because he was going to make some contact there with the DB coming up on him, but he was able to pick up about 6, almost 7 yards on the play.
Yeah, good run by Edwards. That just shows his speed and getting across that line of scrimmage on that pitch.
An excellent job of blocking there, too, by the left side of that offensive line as they seal those Badgers off, and Steve was able to make that good gain.
Let's remember for the Bobcats in there, number 73, Tremaine Hill, a sophomore on that left side. Cole on the option, breaks through. Cole's got good speed. One man drags him down at the 30, and a saving tackle by Justin Adams as Courtney Cole splits through for a 21-yard gain.
And that was a nice play and a good read by Courtney. But, you know, if we can get that part of the offense, to get that option in gear with Courtney able to run it with his speed and also being able to pitch it to Edwards or Holyfield, my goodness, this is going to be even a more diversified attack than we saw against Nashville last week. So good play and run by the senior quarterback.
Bobcat offense really looks in fine form tonight. Made some mistakes in that first quarter that kept them from putting more points on the board. Now Bright comes to the near side. Muldrew split right. Cole throws deep to Bright. But no, as it's deflected, and nice job down there defending for Arkadelphia.
It really was. It wasn't the ball. It did hang up in the air, but still an excellent pass there, and it did come down in D's hands, but just deflected at the last moment by the Arkadelphia defender. So, but a good rush put on Courtney and an excellent pass there under that kind of pressure.
Well, it really was. That's what I was going to say, Bub, is he looked like he wasn't going to get that ball away, and then a nice throw. Courtney really has matured since the first game of this year.
Well, Courtney can do a lot of things, especially with his speed, and he has a nice throwing arm, so he's certainly someone we need to get on track.
Bright goes to the far side. Muldrew split left. There's a timeout called by the coaches, and Steve Edwards sees it. Bobcats call a timeout with 9:48 left in the second quarter of play. It's Hope 6, Arkadelphia 0. We'll be back after these messages.
Folks, I'm Elmer Grant out here at Prescott Motor Company today. I want to tell you about some previously owned and some program cars we got here. Cars and trucks, folks, that some of them qualify for up to 60-month financing, and we want to encourage you to come out. We're in a time when we're making our best deals. We're trying to move some vehicles, and you're the one that's going to reap the benefits from it. So come on down to Prescott Motor Company here on Highway 67 South in Prescott, Arkansas.
Construction is now complete at Hillcrest Care and Rehab. Hi, I'm Margie Johnson, Administrator at Hillcrest Care and Rehab in Prescott. I would like to extend to you a personal invitation to our open house on Sunday, October 26th from 2 until 4 p.m. We want you to come and see our new wing with its modern equipment. We also want you to visit with our staff because it's our staff that truly makes the difference. Remember our open house on Sunday, October 26th from 2 until 4 p.m. Hillcrest Care and Rehab, West 2nd Street in Prescott, where caring comes first.
1,000 free minutes of airtime available from Century Cellunet. Century Cellunet is giving away 1,000 free minutes of airtime if you'll sign up today. This tremendous amount of free airtime may be used during the first 2 months of the contract during off-peak times. Plus, Century Cellunet is adding to this great deal their free activation, another $25 value. For complete details on the 1,000 minutes of free airtime, come see Bobby Smith today at 211 West Main in Prescott.
And the Bobcats, after their timeout with 9:48 left in this second quarter of play, at the Badger 28, second down and 10. Bright and Muldrew to the left side, split backfield. In motion is Bright, coming to the right side. Pitch to Edwards along the left side to the 16-yard line. Close to a first down, I think it is. Near a first down for the Cats. Let's mark it at the 17 of the Badgers.
And you saw the sophomore Tremaine Hill, number 73, out there leading Steve Edwards, and Steve just kind of cut off of him and was able to pick up the first down. So good pitch by Courtney Cole, and Steve got around that left end quickly.
First and 10 Cats. And the Badgers mark it at the 17.5. Bright goes to the right side. Muldrew split left. Sarles and Edwards are your running backs. In motion now to the near side is Bright. Pitch to the right side. Edwards, he runs over a man inside the 15, second down.
That he did, and a good block out there by Devin Walker there as Steve Edwards cut back up inside Devin and was able to get a punishing 3.5, maybe 4 yards on the play.
Devin Walker, the big junior for the Bobcats playing that right guard, has done it all year, and a good learning experience for him, maturing to what the Bobcats need him to be. Second down and 7 for the Cats at the 15 of the Badgers. Muldrew now will go to the far side. Bright comes to the near side. Ramsey's the tight end on the near side. Dropping back, Cole hits Bright. Just can't hold on to it near the 5.
Yep, and that was again, open play. D just kind of got it cradled into his body and couldn't hold on, but good pass by Courtney, and we'll bring up a third and about 7 for the Bobcats.
Well, I know a couple of those Badgers over there are wondering how do you stop that, because they know it's coming and they haven't been able to stop it.
Well, I'll tell you the good thing about it, because it will open up that little pump fake and D Bright going deep like we saw last week at Nashville.
Bright to the near side this time. Muldrew far right. Third down and 7. Pitch now to Edwards along the left side. Hill leading room for him. Edwards trips to the 5. Great job. That's Chad Lacey on the run. Chad Lacey, the senior, comes in to do a nice job of getting the first down near the 5. They'll mark it inside the 5.
It looked like Steve Edwards, but Chad Lacey in his own right, Coach Gale told us earlier in the year that he would see some action at tailback, and with DeCosta Holyfield's injury, I think you will see Chad Lacey run the football, and he's awful quick in his own right, played fullback for the Bobcats last year.
First and goal at the 5 of the Badgers with 8:24 left in this second quarter of play. Bobcats leading 6-0, trying to get more. Now Nick Edwards is the power back on the left side. Handoff to Steve Edwards near the goal line.
Well, he's laying in the goal. He's laying in the end zone, and there's a touchdown
from 5 yards out. Steve Edwards with 8:13 left in the first half of play increases the Bobcat lead to 12-0.
And good surge there by that offensive line led by the all-conference center Rusty Beck, his teammate left guard senior Ryan Walker, and the sophomore Tremaine Hill as they just pushed the Badgers back, and Steve Edwards got the touchdown.
Well, a good scoring drive for the Bobcats. Ball control, good job in there. 83-yard touchdown drive. And so with 8:13 left, Bobcats lead 12-0, and they'll go for 2, having missed the first one. Power eye left, and that is Nick Edwards, the junior, number 20 at the power back. Rolling right is Courtney Cole. He'll take it in for the 2-point conversion. So the Bobcats lead 14-0 with 8:13 left in the first half. We'll be back on KTSS after these messages.
Hi. Hi. Doesn't it make you feel better knowing that Columbia is more than just a hospital? Sure. That they have so many ways of making you healthy. You know, like making it easier to get your blood pressure or cholesterol checked. It's okay. Nobody's judging you.
Hope Community TV is proud to announce the opening of our drive-through window. You can now pay your cable bill at our Walnut Street office without leaving your vehicle. Simply approach the window from the alley by the Main Street Easy Mart or by Studio Floor and Wall Decor.
Here at Hope Community TV, we strive to provide the most prompt and convenient services. Our new feature we're offering is a drive-through window for your paying convenience.
The drive-through window is for bill paying only, and you need to bring your bill with you when you use it. The window and our office are open from 8 to 5 Monday through Friday at Hope Community TV.
Back at Hammond Stadium as the Hope Bobcats lead 14-0. The Bobcats offense is in gear tonight, folks, and Tremaine Lacey getting ready to kick off for the Cats, the sophomore. As the Badgers await, Smith, Tim Nelson, number 12, Cameron House, 32. Lacey's kick's a nice one, driving Nelson back inside his 10 at the 7. Alex Fenoy gets him. Well, you just watch Alex, and he got to him as did Jacob Jones and Greg Muldrew in there. 1st and 10 Badgers at their 22-yard line.
Yeah, good job of Alex Fenoy chasing him down, but Jacob Jones did a good job of getting down there, breaking down, and kind of waiting for the running back. You saw him trying to make some moves there. There just weren't any moves to make as the Bobcats had good coverage. An excellent kick there by Tremaine Lacey.
Well, it really was, and it surprised the Badgers. Obviously, the scouting didn't think he could get it that far, drove him back to the 7. Now the Badgers send 2 men wide right. That's Smith and Bass. To the left is House. Dickerson is the quarterback. 1st and 10. Hand off to the fullback this time. That's Pat Smith for a gain of about 3.
Yep, see Jeff High in there. Let's see, Jacob Jones. No, Jeff High, and there to bulldog him down. He gets up with a little bit of a limp, but able to pick up about 4 yards on the play, so 2nd and 6 for the Badgers.
You're going to get up with a limp when you got a 350 guy running over you, but they're not letting him run over him. He's battling him, and he's a lot of meat there on the side where Jeff is. 2nd down and 6. Smith and Bass to the right, to the near side. Hand off to Nelson this time. He breaks out to the left side. Corey Muldrew brings him down before he gets the 1st down near the 30.
Yeah, he was able to jump outside there, but a nice tackle there by Corey Muldrew, able to keep him from getting the 1st down. And the Badgers will need about 3 yards to keep the chains moving.
3rd and 3 for the Badgers. 7:18 left in the first half. Bobcats leading 14-0. as they've dominated this first half of play. Bass and Smith come to the right side. House far left. Dickerson, the quarterback, on 3rd down. Handoff to Nelson. He's got the first down, but close as Jacob Jones got him. Also Flannery Christian in there for the Bobcats.
Yeah, it's going to be close, but I think he's going to pick up the first down. The referees are kind of eyeing that, and they call it the first down. He just barely got it, but Arkadelphia picks up a first down and continues with their offense with 6:52 left in the first half.
Arkadelphia's a ball control offensive team. They've thrown it once tonight unsuccessfully. Dickerson, the junior quarterback, again, and that's the way Arkadelphia's beaten the Bobcats the last 2 years, just really running the ball down our throats. Smith and now Hostcloth to the right side. House to the left. Pitch to Nelson. Patton trying to get him, forces him in. A good contained job by Jason Patton.
Yeah, it was a good play by Jason Patton, and also Nick Edwards coming up to recognize that, and Steve Edwards are coming from the inside, so good job of defense there by the Bobcats.
Second down and 11. Let's make it at the 32 of the Badgers. 6:09 left here in this first half of play. The Bobcats have really kept Tim Nelson in check so far here tonight. Badgers send two men wide left, Smith and House. Pass to the right, rolling left is Dickerson. Boy, Pace just threw two men. Finally, there's flags all over the place. Jason Patton on the tackle for the Bobcats for a loss, but we'll see what the penalty is.
Well, I'll tell you, Dietrich Pace sent more than a subtle message that if you're going to block me, you better hit me because I'm going to hit you. And he just absolutely knocked the blocker back into the quarterback. But we see the Bobcats, as the officials,
as a face mask, and you know Dietrich may have just inadvertently touched the quarterback's face mask. There's nothing dangerous about that, but in high school that's a 15-yard penalty or 10-yard penalty.
Well, that's one of those penalties you can't blame. I mean, he was going in there with every ounce of effort he could, and just made an outstanding play. Just unfortunate that that penalty came about, but excellent play by Dietrich Pace.
2nd and 3 after the penalty at the Badger 40. Badgers send Smith to the right side. Also number 26, that's Hostclaw. Dickerson hands off to Nelson, and Patton is there to pull him back. And I tell you, Nelson looks like he's standing around a lot.
Well, there's a difference between Nelson and our tailback Steve Edwards. This Nelson youngster is sitting there trying to make a lot of moves and not really taking the ball forward, where Steve Edwards is going to get what he can get. And at this juncture in the game, it's really hurting the running game because it allows the Bobcat defense to contain and pursue. So not a real top-notch job of running by the tailback for the Badgers.
36, Andrew Johnson checks in for the Bobcats for Jacob Jones, who looked like he may be injured. Dropping back is Dickerson. Bobcats flipped up by Sampson, almost intercepted. A great job by the junior nose man for the Cats.
Well, just an outstanding play by that big junior nose man, Jonathan Sampson. And what you hear the crowd yelling and just roaring their approval because they know how hard this young man competes, and he just did a great job of reading the play and almost got his first interception of his career. So a wonderful play there by J.D. Sampson.
Well, just a great job. He's got such great athletic ability. And Dickerson back to punt, back deep is Muldrew. Dickerson gets a wobbler away from Muldrew. Boy, I tell you, Edwards just popped a man that was coming down to cover the punt. That's one of the hardest looks I've seen in a long time. Knocked his helmet off.
Well, he did, and it was certainly a legal play. There was nothing.
Well, the coaching staff's hot, but that was just son, you better be ready. Strap it on when you come to Hammond Stadium.
Well, Steve was there to make the block, and he came in really looked like he was unaware, and like I say, there was not a thing in the world wrong with it. Steve just made a tremendous tremendous hit on number 59 there for the Badgers.
Yeah, he was coming down, and I guarantee you he was going to put a hit on Muldrew if he could have. He was down quick, and Edwards did exactly what that up back's got to do, is block for your running back.
Well, and the youngster for Arkadelphia, you know, I know he took a tremendous hit there, but I think he was kind of watching the ball maybe and just lost sight of Steve Edwards. And of course, Steve did exactly what he's been coached and taught to do, and he did it certainly within the rules, but just a tremendous hit by Steve Edwards. And Steve Edwards is a young man that legitimately enjoys hitting on the football field, and he did exactly what he was supposed to do. But we're glad to see Paul Price for the Badgers jogging off the field.
He's a sophomore, and he may have gotten indoctrinated into AAA Southwest Conference football right there.
Well, he just made a mistake and took his eyes off the man in front of him.
First and 10, Bobcats at their own 40. Cole dropping back, looking for Muldrew downfield, and there's a flag, interference. Muldrew would have caught that for a touchdown.
Well, it wasn't the prettiest pass as far as spiral that Courtney ever threw, but it was certainly on target, and so we pick up the pass interference there against the Badgers.
Well, that doesn't go in the stat book, but Corey Muldrew makes a lot of things happen. He makes a lot of things happen for other members of your team. Just a great presence out there for the 6'3" senior for the Cats.
One of the things that also allowed that play to happen was great blocking by that offensive line. They just gave Courtney a lot of time, and he threw a nice pass. Probably the penalty was the lesser of two evils on that, because as you said, Corey was probably going to catch that football.
First and 10, Bobcats after the 15-yard penalty at the Badger 45. Muldrew comes to the left side, Bright's far right. Handoff to Sarles for the fullback, a gain of 7 as he pulls his way through there. Number 41, the junior fullback, Jared Sarles.
Just a good quick hitter there by the Bobcat offense, and we saw Tremaine Hill there tugging Sarles on his way, and a nice gain of 8 yards by the junior fullback, Jared Sarles.
Chad Markham, a junior, number 23, coming in to give Corey Muldrew a rest. Muldrew having to go both ways tonight due to the injury to Billy Roberts. Billy hopefully will be back by the Malvern game in 2 weeks. Markham to the left side, Bright far right. In motion now, coming to the near side is Bright. Handoff to Steve Edwards. He breaks through, and he is a hard runner. Fumble on the play. Let's see if Arkadelphia recovered it. And it is a recovered fumble after Edwards was hit hard. First and 10, Arkadelphia.
Well, actually, I think Steve did most of the hitting there. He was just so intent and running and fighting for that extra yardage and going to deliver a blow that the ball just popped out. So Arkadelphia able to take advantage and come up with a fumble.
And they'll be at the 19-yard line for the Badgers with 3:36 left in the first half of play. Hope 14, Arkadelphia 0. The Badger offense sends 2 men wide right. Split left is House. Dickerson, the quarterback, handoff to Nelson. Nowhere to go as the Bobcat interior line is just stuffing it back at those big guys on the offensive line of the Badgers.
Just that entire front 7 there of you got Patton and Pace and Jeff High, Mike Christian, J.D. Sampson, Jacob Jones, and Alex Fenori just really doing a good job of playing defense at the point of attack tonight.
Ball marked at the Badger 20, second down and 9. Clock running with 3:05 left in this first half of play. Badgers now trip set to the near side, and they'll call timeout. They're not sure where they need to be. Timeout Arkadelphia with 2:53 left in this first half of play. It's Hope 14, Arkadelphia 0. We'll be back on TV 55 after these messages.
One moment, please.
Many people like to use pencils in their work because it's so easy to take care of the mistakes. You just use that eraser that's found on the other end of the pencil and the mistake is taken care of. John tells us about a different kind of eraser. In the book of 1 John, chapter 1, verse 7, there he would write, "If we walk in the light as he is in the light, We have fellowship one with another, and the blood of Jesus, his Son, cleanses us from all sin. I'm Larry Keel, and we of the Hope Church of Christ would remind us all that while it's good that we have erasers to take care of the mistakes of our writing, it's wonderful that we have the blood of Jesus to take care of the sins of our life. I'm looking forward to being with you in our next One Moment, Please.
The good deals just got better at John Hayes Chevrolet, like a $1,250 rebate on all 97 S10s, or low-interest financing from GMAC. At John Hayes Chevrolet, we have full-size trucks and full-sized values. And with 97 model Z71s in stock, alternative financing as low as 7.75%, it's a great time to say John Hayes.
Just say John Hayes. You'll be rolling. You'll be on your way.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Reed from First National Bank of Hope. Do you receive a government check? Electronic funds transfer will soon be required. If you or someone you know could be affected by this change, act now to prevent any delay in your regular payment. We at First National Bank are here to help you understand this requirement. Come in and see us or call your full-service community bank, First National Bank of Hope, where a century of commitment continues.
Hi, my name's Travis Mitchell. I'm with Mitchell's Medimart, 16th and South Main, out here by the high school, down from the hospital. Out here amongst all the doctors. Really, really convenient place. I mean, just drive right up front. If you can't come out, got a sick one or a baby or something, just honk, we'll come out and get it. We're a 9-step drugstore. You don't have to do a whole lot of moving around. You can be right here, get your medicine, and back home. So won't you bring your next prescription to Mitchell's Medimart, the post office at 16th and South Main.
Back at Hammond Stadium with 2:53 left in the first half of play, Arkadelphia sends 3 men to the near side as Dickerson is the quarterback on 2nd and 9 at the 20. Dickerson pitches to Nelson, and Alex Lenore's there for the Bobcats, Christian, and also Chad Lacey.
Yep, and good play there. They tried to lull the Bobcats into being conscious of their trip set of receivers over here and ran the option to the other side, but good play there by Alex Lenore and Chad Lacey.
3rd down and 9. Ball again marked at the 20. This Bobcat defense done an outstanding job against that Arkadelphia running attack. Really something the Bobcats thought maybe going into the game may be vulnerable is that running attack of Tim Nelson. Dickerson on 3rd down and 9 sends 2 men to the near side, rolling to the near side. Patton trying to rush him. Now Alex Lenore misses him. Great job by Pace to bring him down near the 23. Dickerson is disgusted, but a good job of everybody kind of settling down there.
Well,
brings up 4th down.
Yeah, what happened was it looked like he had some open field there, and all of a sudden Alex Lenore just flew out of nowhere and made him slow down. And of course Dietrich Pace came in to finish him up and force the Badger punt.
4th down, and Muldrew will back up to about the Bobcat 40. 1:30 clock running left in this first half. Bobcats will get it back before halftime. Low snap, goes through the legs of Dickerson. He's trying to get it out, throws it to a man. A great job of doing that. That was just an outstanding effort by Dickerson. Now a flag is thrown.
Well, that's going to be illegal men downfield, I'm sure, is what the situation's going to be. But because I saw when that flag came out, that almost has to be what it is. But you know, we were watching. I was watching 59, the snapper that Steve Edwards just hit so viciously on the previous punt. He certainly had his head up and was aware of where Steve Edwards was. So we'll see what the referees have conjured up here. as we're going to wave the flag off, and the Bobcats will take over with the football on about the 13-yard line.
Excellent field position, a good break for the Bobcats, and again, Dickerson did an outstanding job of just not getting sacked in the end zone.
Well, you know, I didn't even see the play because I was watching that snapper, 59, come down the field to see his reverence for Steve Edwards again. So a great break for the Bobcats and good job of covering up.
First and 10 for the Cats at the 13 of the Badgers.
But that was a real heady, outstanding play of lofting that ball to someone, and so it did help them somewhat.
Muldrew goes to the far side. Now D. Bright is to the left side, to the near side. Edwards is the running back with Sarles. Now in motion is Bright. Timeout, Courtney Cole, as he didn't see what he liked, and it's a good chance to do it. Bobcats an opportunity to get more points on the board.
Well, the play clock was running down, and Courtney just didn't think he could get it off, so that was what caused the timeout. And so the Bobcats will come over and discuss with Coach Kell. You know, they could get this football into the end zone and go in with a 3-touchdown lead. You know, they've been dominant in virtually in all respects in the first half anyway, Randy, but to get this touchdown late as the clock winds down in the first half would certainly give Arkadelphia something to hang their head about going in at halftime.
As the Bobcats have again dominated this game early here, of course that's why you play two halves. There'll be some adjustments made at halftime, and we'll have to see what Arkadelphia does as well as the Cats.
Well, the defense of the Bobcats has really just dominated this offense of Arkadelphia, and they came in you know, with the size advantage and supposedly the speed of Nelson and so on. Now, but this defense has just answered the call and played an outstanding first half.
And the Bobcats, after the timeout with 1:15, come back on the field ready to go. Rusty Beck, the senior leader of that offensive line, up to the line of scrimmage. He's picking out the man he's going to block, as well as the offensive line, as Muldrew's the slot back on the left side. He's in motion this time. Bright splits right. The reverse to Muldrew on the left side. If he can get around the corner and get in, he just can't quite get it. And there's again another flag in the end zone. And Devin Walker shaking his head, and we'll have to see what it is.
Well, it's going to most certainly be against the Bobcats, but you know, I just didn't see
illegal block clipping against the Cats, and you can't keep shooting yourself in the foot.
Well, you know, that was a play, and I think a little wrinkle we haven't seen Corey going in motion and then coming back on the reverse, and he did a good job of outrunning the person that had the angle on him for Arkadelphia. So the Bobcats will be losing yardage as that play will be brought back 15 from the previous spot.
Yeah, let's see where they'll mark it. Well, really, it was a good mark because it happened in the end zone.
Right, okay.
So it's at the 15, brings up first down, and really about 13 at the 15. So really another, not a bad penalty other than negating a great run by Corey Muldrew close to the goal line. Muldrew and Bright now to the far side. Edwards is the running back with Sarles, the fullback. In motion now, Bright comes to the left side, leaving Muldrew in single coverage. He slips. Courtney gets hit as he throws it, but they were looking for Muldrew as he was in single coverage.
Yeah, well, he was also looking for Jared Sarles there, and they thought they could slip him out of the backfield, but he was pretty well covered, and the pocket just closed up. The rush got to Courtney, and just a little too long. Everybody was covered, so good job of defending there by Arkadelphia.
Brings up second down and 14 for the Cats at the Badger 15. Bobcats leading 14-0 with 1:01 left in this first half of play. Muldrew now remain in tight on the right side. Ramsey on the left side, the unbalanced line left, power I left. And Courtney Cole has a busted play, goes to the right side, makes a great job of it, cuts into the grain near the 5-yard line. Good job by Courtney Cole.
Well, it was a great job by Courtney Cole. Just a busted play, and that his speed allowed him to get outside and pick up excellent yardage and bring up a 3rd and about 4 for the Bobcats.
37 seconds left, clock running in this first half of play. 30 seconds, Bobcats up the line of scrimmage. 25, Bright goes to the left. He gets the play off with 20 seconds left. Handoff to Edwards. Runs over near the goal line, and they'll stop the clock with 13 seconds left as the Bobcats get a first down. It'll be 1st and goal.
Well, I'm not sure about the timeout situation is what really hurts here.
Bobcats call a timeout with 13 seconds left, leading 14-0, and they desperately want to get more points on the board.
Well, if they have a timeout left, I'm sure that they will try that, but that may not be a possibility. It seems like they've used all 3, but I think most certainly you're going to see Hope line up and try to punch the ball across the end zone.
And as the halftime show develops, the Arkadelphia band, led by former Bobcat band leader Robert Hesse, encroaches on the Bobcat sideline down there. And, you know, Bobcat football players aren't real thrilled about that. But as they think they've still got this field until halftime.
Well, and that they do. And I think that the Bobcat coaching staff out probably quite unaware of that, but probably one play, depending on the timeout situation, possibly 2 left in this half. So the ball squarely on the 1-yard line, and just guessing that no timeouts left, we'll get one play before this half runs out.
I think you're right, Bub, and 13 seconds left. Bobcats up to the line of scrimmage. Unbalanced line left with Ramsey the tight end on the left side. Slot back left is Bright. Muldrew is tight on the right side. Remember that big Arkadelphia line, but Cole goes in, and they call a touchdown. Courtney Cole scores from 1 yard out with 7 seconds left here in this first half of play, and the Bobcats go up 20-0 here at Hammond Stadium.
Well, it took a little while for the referees to get in there and make that call, but the Bobcats were able to sneak it in, and so, as you mentioned, go up by 3 touchdowns here with 7 seconds left in the half.
And Colin Pilkington will attempt the point after. Chad Markham, the junior, will hold. Snap's good, dropped as Markham is dropped quickly on the failed extra point. So with 7 seconds left, it's Hope 20, Arkadelphia 0, and the Cats will kick off probably the last play of this first half.
Yeah, we're looking, watching the Bobcats come off the field, and they're fired up. They know they've done an excellent job of containing on defense and moving the ball on offense, both running and passing, and they certainly have to be satisfied with their performance here in the first half.
You bet. The Bobcat offense has looked outstanding tonight despite some, I guess you'd call just kind of bothersome penalties that have set the Bobcats back several times on long gains or close to touchdown runs.
Well, it stopped one drive for sure that the Bobcats had, but they had a penalty there on that series that Corey, ran his little reverse down there to about the 1-foot line, but they were able to overcome it, and even that with a busted play in that mix. So really a nice job of getting in the end zone there by the Bobcats.
Tremaine Lacey will do the kicking for the Bobcats. Lacey, a sophomore, gets a wobbler kick, and it's on the ground. Bobcats may have gotten it.
Well, you know, that's an effect. It was an onside kick. He had the ball flat, and they were just going to squib it. But one of the Badgers came up with a football, and you saw Alex Fenori, as usual, one of the first cats down there to try to pick up that loose ball.
Well, he was going full speed, and 3 seconds left. There's a timeout by the Badgers with 3 seconds left here in this first half of play. They have good field position at their own 43, and, you know, so far, they have not shown the ability to strike quick.
Well, I'm going to be interested to get Ronnie Phillips' stats at halftime and really see the first downs. They've certainly been limited in that aspect. And the good thing about it going in halftime that certainly will play a part in the second half is this Arkadelphia defense been on the field a great length of time in this first half. And even though they don't have any two-way players, when you play that much defense, especially with the speed that Hope can throw at you, it's certainly going to cause some fatigue on the part of the Arkadelphia defense.
Oh, you can imagine that. And as we talked about the Arkadelphia defense, even though they don't have any two-way performers, the Arkadelphia defense, a big group, not particularly fast, but large linemen, and they've been on the field a lot of this first half.
Yeah, and it's certainly evident that they don't either don't have any confidence throwing the football, or it's just not even remotely in their scheme of things. So, and when you stop their running game, it certainly puts them in a disadvantage.
Great night for football here. Cool, but not too cool by any means. 1st and 10 with 3 seconds left in the first half. Dickerson fakes to Nelson, dropping back. He's looking for 2 men. That's House, and Lacey almost intercepted it. And that's the end of the first half of play. It's Hope 20, Arkadelphia 0. We'll be back with the halftime show on KTHV Channel 55 after these messages.
Save 15% during our tire sale at Smith Tire Service in Hope. You can now save 15% on passenger and light truck tires from makers like Dayton, Bridgestone Firestone, Remington, and America's best-known tire, Michelin. And Mark has such low prices on a large variety of mud grips, we can't even mention the price. Credit is available to qualified buyers along with our convenient layaway plan. Take 15% off our already low prices today when you come to Smith Tire Service, where service is in our name. We're at 1100 North Hervey in Hope.
Question. What makes the services of Brazil Oakcrest Chapel Funeral Home in Hope, 1001 South Main, different? Is it the fact they service from one of the nicest, most modern facilities? Is it the fact they honor all funeral contracts, including pre-need from all other funeral homes? Is it the fact that Eddie Brazil director and staff truly care for those they are privileged to serve? Answer, it's all of those things and more. If we can help, give us a call, 777-6772. Brazil Oakcrest Chapel Funeral Home of Hope, Eddie Brazil, Director.
Western Sizzlin has a delicious special for you. It's 8 ounces of USDA choice cut sirloin, flame-kissed sirloin, carefully seasoned sirloin, a superb steak cooked exactly the way you want it. Plus, you get all the garden fresh salad and vegetables cooked to perfection from our salad and food bar. Then we give you a sundae custom made at our Sunday bar. All this for only $7.99. For your next meal, come to Western Sizzlin at Highway 4 and I-30 in Hope. Wilson Furniture and Appliance in Hope has the furniture you need for your home. Sofas and love seats are always an important part of your living room or den, and Wilson has a good selection from makers like Bassett and England Corsair. Bassett sofas, known for keeping value in style, are only part of the large selection at Wilson. Your home would not be complete without a Lazy Boy recliner, love seat, or sleeper sofa, and Wilson has the largest selection of Lazy Boy in the area. And we have the ever-popular Glider rockers. We are Wilson Furniture and Appliance, 222 South Main in Hope.
Arkadelphia Public Schools proudly presents the band that didn't have to go to the land of Oz to get the man, the myth, the marching legend. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Hope, Arkansas, Robert Hesse, and the one, the only, the Arkadelphia High School Marching Band. From the Cornish criminals of the 20s to one of the thrillers of the 90s, Michael Jackson and Smooth Criminal.
Hi, I'm Dr. H. Lewis Pearson with the Pearson Eye and Medical Institute. As you know, we're the largest non-hospital-based outpatient surgical center in southwest Arkansas. Have you given up driving at night because you can't see well enough? Do you have trouble reading the newspaper? Do you have trouble watching television? Have you given up hunting because you can't see well enough to hunt? You may have cataracts. For an examination, please come see us, the Pearson Eye and Medical Institute.
Take the airport exit and go 3/4 miles or call 1-800-662-1645. Weddings and births are such special times, and Impressions is ready to assist you in giving that just right gift. We feature Nico China along with Murafeld. Wilton Armatel, with its classic patterns, makes a wonderful gift. And of course, we have a good selection of fine crystal. We also have a good selection of baby items for any baby shower. We even monogram towels and other gifts in-house for your convenience. We also invite you to be a part of our free baby and bridal registry. Here are your friends that are currently registered at Impressions.
For free gift wrap and local delivery to an impressive shower, come to Impressions at 108 West 2nd in downtown Hope.
Hi, Tim McMullen with Sheila Bruce right here at Hope Auto Company in Hope, Arkansas, where we have 8 ways to finance. Our 97s are getting slim. Our 98s are coming in every day. So come see us, pick out the car that you want. Let Sheila get you financed with our 8 ways of financing. You can call us toll-free at 1-888-777-4701 or locally call us at 777-2371. Come look at our service department. We've been in business for 76 years. We're here to stay. Come see us right here at Hope Auto Company, Hope, Arkansas.
The second half of your halftime entertainment, Hope High School and the local chapter of the Lollipop Guild proudly present the Hope High School Marching Bobcat Band. Under the third direction of drum major Tiffany P, the band will now take us on a trip down one road that the Arkansas Highway Department hasn't got a hold of yet. We're off to see the Wizard, as the Hope High School Superband proudly presents The Wizard of Oz.
Beverly Health and Rehabilitation Center offers services to the local residents to help them get back home quickly. We can begin taking your loved one 7 days a week, night or day.
We offer speech therapy, respiratory therapy, occupational therapy, and physical therapy.
We also offer IV therapy to administer antibiotics, pain control, and to restore body fluids.
In a recent federal survey, Beverly Health and Rehabilitation Center had no patient care deficiencies. For more information about Beverly Health and Rehabilitation Center, come by and see us at 700 Manor Drive in Prescott.
We know you're out there. You woke up today and laced up your boots and walked out into a world of factories and fields and of time clocks and 2 weeks off a year. A world that doesn't always notice your calluses or banged up knuckles or even how hard you work. But we know. That's why we bring you Comfort Force, impact absorption footwear, designed to make your work not necessarily easier, but more comfortable. Red Wing shoes. Work hard.
Get your Red Wing shoes at Foster Shoe Store, 115 East 2nd Street in the heart of downtown Hope. When you are the #1 choice, more is expected from you, and Randy's Auto Glass and Collision Center delivers. Our painters don't miss any details. Both are trained in the latest skills and techniques necessary to make your car look like new again. If your car needs only a minor touch-up or a major operation like straightening or replacing a frame, Randy's is the place. Randy's Auto Glass and Collision Center is just behind Pizza Hut at 508 West Compress.
There you see it at halftime. It's the Hope Bobcats 20, the Arkadelphia Badgers 0, and the Bobcats have come out in this first half and dominated this opening game of the AAA Southwest Conference season. And the Badgers will get the ball as we start this second half of play.
Well, there's no question that the Bobcats thoroughly dominated that first half in all phases of the game. Defensively, as we see by the 2 first downs allowed in that first half to the Badgers. Offensively, they've done a good job of mixing the pass with the run. And, you know, I think the only thing that you could find a fault with the Bobcats in the first half was possibly they might have had 1 or 2 penalties that they didn't want. But other than that, just a stellar half by the Bobcats.
Total offense for the Bobcats, 217 yards, 90 yards passing. Total offense for the Badgers, 10. Lacey gets a squibbler off, picked up by Smith at the 20. He drops it, being chased, and Pace drags him down at the 20.
Boy, Dietrich Pace was on a mission there. He saw him bobble the ball, and he just didn't give up, and there was no way that he wasn't going to be in on that play somehow. So good job of covering kickoffs there by Dietrich Pace, and the Bobcats will defend Arkadelphia, setting up on the 20-yard line.
Well, the Bobcats defense, knowing they were coming out this second half to defend, Bub, they wanted us to keep Arkadelphia from being successful at anything on this first series. 1st and 10, Badgers at their own 20. Hand off to Nelson. Nelson gets through for his longest game of the night for 6 yards.
Yeah, there was a pretty nice hole there, but again, I think he could have exploited it somewhat more if he had just hit up in that hole hard, and he just got a few too many little shaky moves there that cost him yardage at times. 2nd
down and 4, ball at the 26 of the Badgers early in this third quarter of play. And when they have been successful rushing, it's been off that right side. And you see big 68 there, Adrian Newbern, a 350-pound guard. Handoff again behind Newbern, but no go there as Jonathan Sampson stops him.
JD showed good lateral movement there, and we talk about size. Of course, JD is certainly our biggest Bobcat, 300 plus, but has really had an outstanding game tonight in and around almost all the plays from tackle to tackle, and then we almost saw that great interception he had on that screen pass earlier in the half.
3rd down and 4 for the Badgers at their 26. Dickerson sends a man wide left, 2 men to the right. And there's movement on the pitch, so it'll be an illegal motion against the Badgers.
Yeah, that'll set it back. It'll be about a 3rd and 9, so the Bobcats will have a little more leeway on playing defense with that mistake by the Arkadelphia offense.
10:35 left in the third quarter. The Badgers will be moved back 5 yards, bring up about 3rd down and 9.
You might notice there's extremely big splits from, especially on that right side, from guard to tackle and tackle to tight end, and trying to open up some running lanes for that Arkadelphia running back.
Let's make it 3rd and 8 on the mark at the 22. Hosclaw and Smith go to the right side. Wide left is Cameron House. Rolling left is Dickerson, and the screen to Nelson. He breaks 2 tackles, but the Bobcats just swarm him, and a great swarming defense by the Bobcats.
Yeah, just a little pass there trying to get their speedy tailback some room, but the Bobcats used their own speed there and just made him lose about 4 yards on the play. So Arkadelphia forced into a punting situation to start this second half.
Great defensive intensity shown by the Bobcats again. Bring up 4th down and 11 at the 19. Dickerson will punt. Back deep for the Bobcats is Muldrew. He's at about his 40-yard line. Dickerson's punt is short. Hits at midfield and gets a good roll for Arkadelphia down inside the 30 at the 29, and that's where the Bobcats will take over for their first possession of this second half.
Yeah, I really got a good roll there, and I think just from the outset, Corey just probably decided not to take any chances, kind of a low liner there that he would have had to move over and receive, so he just let it go, and the Bobcats still end up in pretty good field position with the ball on the 29-yard line.
So the Bobcat offense will come out here and see what they can do as Muldrew goes wide right. To the near side comes D. Bright, who has a 64-yard touchdown pass to his credit. Handoff to Edwards. He plunges hard and runs hard for a gain of about 4.
Yeah, he did pick up about 4 and just a tough yardage, as you said. And Steve Edwards always going to be falling forward. In fact, we've not really seen anybody just stand Steve Edwards up if he has any kind of daylight all year long.
Let's make it 2nd down and 6 for the Cats. Mark it at the 33.5. Cole has the play from the Bobcat staff, and he will send Bright to the near side. Ramsey's the tight end on this side, and over to the far side is Muldrew. Sarles and Edwards are the running backs. A blitz on and hits Bright is Cole for the 1st down and more. No, that is Corey Muldrew, I'm sorry, on the far side. Muldrew just used his moves to get the 1st down at the 43.
And his moves are just, you know, we've seen it so many times, Randy, and you just wonder, why can't those guys tackle him? And but he just has such deceptive moves. It's just virtually impossible to come up and put an initial hit on Corey Muldrew that he's not darting and falling forward for extra yardage.
1st and 10 Cats at their own 43. Now Muldrew and Bright come to the same side, this near side. And Arkadelphia very conscious of him. Dropping back is Cole, hits Bright, coming out of the slot back at midfield, a gain of 7. And I'll tell you, that's been open all night.
And that's a nice pass by Courtney, and DeRuyter did a good job of pulling it in. That's a pass that the Bobcats have run several times this year, but that probably looked about as smooth as they've been able to execute it.
2nd down and a long 2 just in Badger territory at the 49. Rusty Beck, the senior center, leads the Cats up to the line of scrimmage. Remember, you got Hill, number 73, and Ryan Walker on the left side. Handoff to Sarles. He barely got it before he was knocked down in the backfield for a loss of a couple.
Yeah, that little quick hitter, just nothing there. Good penetration by the Arkadelphia defense, and bring up a 3rd and 4 for the Bobcats.
Ryan Walker helps him out, getting up. Walker, the right guard. Also on that side is Brent Carpenter, number 66, a junior, on the right tackle spot. Ramsey is your tight end, number 15. Muldrew comes to the left side. Split left, slot left is Bright. 3rd and 3. Pitch to Edwards. initially breaks through into Badger territory, but it'll bring up 4th and 2 for the Cats.
Just a good job of the Badgers there by making Steve cut back up into the pursuit. He's going to bring up a 4th and 2, and Coach Kell had thoughts for a moment, but brings in his punting team.
Yeah, he likes his field position, and the Badgers, really their offense not geared to get a lot of quick yardage, long yardage quick rather, and he'd rather have them back in their own territory. Tim Nelson will drop back about his 15 to field the punt from Patton. Good snap by Christian, a high punt but short, and it gives the Bobcat roll at the 23.
A little bit of a roll there. The Bobcats will set up their defense with Arkadelphia as the referee spots the ball on about the 23-yard line, and trying to win the battle of field position here, as the defense has certainly shown they came out ready to continue play in this second half.
1st and 10 Badgers at their own 23. Bobcats lead 20-0 here with 6:21 left in the third quarter of play. House goes wide left. To the right is Smith. Handoff to Nelson. Nelson just tiptoeing through there. The Bobcats popping there. Ernest Armstrong on the tackle for the Cats.
Well, you're exactly right there, Randy, because there was a pretty good hole there, and he just kind of was just trying to dart and find too much running room instead of getting his head down and burrowing for a little extra yardage. But so the Bobcats able to keep that to a 2.5-yard gain when it could have been quite a bit more.
2nd down and 8 for the Badgers. Hoseclaw and Smith come to the near side. Dickerson's the quarterback, sends Cameron House to the left side. Corey Muldrew in that defensive backfield, as on the option is Dickerson, shows his speed, gets a 1st down, one of the few for the Badgers tonight, across the 35 at the 36.
Yeah, that was an option read by the quarterback, and he just cut it back up inside, as we see Holyfield, I think that's DeCosta Holyfield, on defense, tiptoeing a little gingerly there on that ankle. So he's going to be coming out, and Steve Edwards will replace him.
Early in the first half, DeCosta hurt that same leg and will come off. And Badgers 1st down, their first of this third quarter, this second half, and their 3rd of the game. It's 5:33 left in the third quarter. Hope leading 20-0. Now Bass and Smith come to the right side. Cameron over to the left. Dickerson, the quarterback. Hands off to Nelson. Again, hit by the Bobcats, and no running room there.
Good job there by Alex Lenore, Michael Christian in there, and just a short gain of about 2, and bring up a 2nd down.
Paul Wilson, sophomore defensive end, checks in for Jason Patton. Wilson, number 88, 2nd down and 8 at the 38 of the Badgers. Two men come to the right side. To the far left is Hoseclaw. Chad Lacey over there on him. And Dickerson drops back. Throws across the middle, hits Smith. Smith, good run across midfield, tackled by Alex Lenore at the Bobcat 43.
I think we just kind of lulled ourselves to sleep. I know I was just not even expecting the pass, and a good catch by the Arkadelphia receiver, and able to get a little yardage there, but Alex Lenore kept hustling, came on and put him down before he could get big yardage on that play.
At the 44 on the pass completion from Dickerson to Grant Smith, and now Arkadelphia has a drive mounting here with 4:22 clock running left in the third quarter, trailing the Cats 20-0. Now Bass and Smith come to the right side. House is wide left, and the big guy moves, Adrian Newbern, and it'll be 5 yards penalty on the Badgers.
And it wasn't a very quick move at that, but he looks like he's just dead tired, and so that will set Arkadelphia back about 5 yards.
So the Badgers 1st and 15 at the Bobcat 48. Remember, after the game, we will interview the Bobcats players of the game, both defense and offense. And House goes to the left. Now Bass and Smith to the near side. Pitch to Tim Nelson along the left side. Christian just misses him, but a sure tackle by Chad Lacey and Dietrich Pace.
Well, Chad Lacey didn't miss him, that's for sure, and came up and put a nice form tackle on Nelson there, and sets him back about 4 more yards, and will bring up a third and about 17 for the Arkadelphia offense.
Back in Badger territory at the 49. And as you mentioned, Bub, Tim Nelson, not what you'd call a hard runner. He doesn't hit the hole like Steve Edwards does or any of the Hope runners.
Well, there have been some holes there tonight, Randy, excuse me, and he just has, frankly, just not hit them hard and really disservice to his offensive lineman.
Yeah, you're right. And now Hosecloth 26 and Smith 47 come to the right side. Dropping back Dickerson. He's got Smith inside Bobcat territory. The Bobcats, Jacob Jones gets him. Edwards was there, also Nick Edwards on the tackle.
Good team defense there by the Bobcats, as he did catch the pass, but nowhere to go as 3 Bobcats there to hem him up, and so bring up third and about 15 for Arkadelphia.
And what about this Bobcat defense with 2:40 left in the third quarter? No points scored on them yet. I'll tell you, we've seen this group each week get better, and they've really swarmed or gotten to the ball quickly tonight. Third down, 15. Ball at the Bobcat 49. Dickerson, the quarterback, dropping back, now rolling, option to Tim Nelson. Nelson just can't pick it up. Pace. Nelson doesn't want any more of Dietrich Pace.
Well, Dietrich Pace there to pick Nelson up, and so, you know, I was just thinking what a contrast from week to week as you face that just dawning Nashville passing attack, and tonight it's almost as if the Badgers are just afraid to throw the football and almost are refusing to throw it, but so the Bobcat defense holds, and Corey Mulder will drop back to field this punt.
And the punter is Dickerson, Tawan Dickerson, the quarterback, a junior. Slow snap, low kick away from Muldrew, and it goes out of bounds at about the 35, and Steve Edwards and Mr. Prince get into it over there as Mr. Prince wants to do a little payback time, and he's getting talked to by the referee.
Well, Jason Patton put on a nice rush there, and the punter kind of rushed that ball a little bit, and it did take off kind of like a line drive, and so the Bobcats will start with the ball on the 25-yard line.
First and 10 for the Bobcat offense, leading 20-0 with 1:36 left here in the third quarter of play. Muldrew and Bright will come to the left side for the Cats. In motion goes Bright to the far side. Pitch to Edwards along the left side, cuts up on a block by Muldrew up to the 34-yard line.
And they've really done an outstanding job all night long with that little quick pitch of getting out there and sealing off the defense, and Steve able to pick up almost 9 yards on that play.
Again, Edwards looks like he may have a cramp, and he comes out. Chad Lacey coming in for the Bobcats, and I'll tell you, Lacey has been a quick running back for the Bobcats at times throughout his career. He's a senior now, and but has been mostly on defense this year. He's at tailback, 2nd and 2 for the Cats, and the Bobcats jump, flags thrown, and boy, Bright almost caught a high pass. Good job, but incomplete. But the Bobcats will be penalized 5 yards.
Yeah, I'm going to set that back. But what's happening now? The Arkadelphia defense is double covering both of the wideouts, and what that's going to do is enable us to get Gray Ramsey into the pass pattern. So Bobcat offense certainly be looking for Gray Ramsey with this double coverage on the wideout.
So the penalty will give the Bobcats a 2nd down and a long 6. Let's make it. Ball's at the Bobcat 29 with 51 seconds left in the third quarter. Cats leading 20-0. Looking impressive in this conference opener late in this third quarter of play. Bright goes to the far side now. Corey Muldrew is split left to this side, to the near side. pitch to Lacey along the right side, and he tripped up as he just falls down trying to turn back. A loss of a few yards to bring up 3rd down, and let's make it 8 for the Cats.
Well, Courtney Cole there getting the play in from Coach Kell, and 3rd and 8, 29 seconds left in this 3rd quarter.
Bobcats needing a first down here late with 17 seconds. Clock running almost with the play clock, so we will get this play off before the end of the 3rd quarter. Muldrew comes to the left side. Bright to the right. Sarles and Lacey are your running backs. Pass to Muldrew, and no flag at the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Hope 20, Arkadelphia 0. We'll be back on KTSS after these messages.
People make the difference at Citizens National Bank. Our friendly professional staff of hometown folks have made Citizens National the leading bank in Hope and Hempstead County by providing the finest in customer service available anywhere. They're your friends and neighbors as well as your bankers. They're committed to our community, take pride in their work, and genuinely care about you. People making the difference at Citizens National Bank, serving the banking needs of Hope and Hempstead County since 1902. Member FDIC.
Welcome to Uniforms Unlimited, located inside Hope Medical Services. At Uniforms Unlimited, we carry a wide selection of uniforms and scrubs with over 150 different styles and colors to choose from. With 12 different name brands, including Cherokee, Landau, Barco, and the newest brand we carry, Scrub Star, with bold prints including cats, dogs, Noah's Ark, and Looney Tunes. We also carry Jelly Belly jelly beans, with 12 flavors to choose from, and other varieties of candy to put in a gift arrangement with balloon for any occasion.
We're Hope Medical Services at the corner of 14th and South Main.
Hi, I'm Tommy Sanders. Whether your job takes you around the world like mine or just around the corner, it seems there's never enough time to get everything done. That's why I head for the nearest hardware store when those unexpected do-it-yourself projects crop up at our house. I know they'll have everything I need to do the job at the right prices, and they're never too busy to give me expert advice. Well, be sure and see my friend Keenan Williams at LeGrone Williams Hardware in Hope. It's the biggest little hardware store in town.
Hi, this is Steve Bugelow with Anderson Frazier Insurance, representing CNA and other major insurance companies. If you're looking for auto insurance and you presently don't have insurance, or you've had some traffic violations, or even an accident, then think of us at Anderson Frazier Insurance. I have an automobile insurance program that's designed just for you, and it's competitive, and what's even better, after 1 year of continuous coverage without any accidents, we will reduce your premium. So give us a call at Anderson Frazier Insurance, the agency that cares for you, downtown on Insurance Corner in Hope.
Things happen. Things happen.
You asked for it, and it's back. McDonald's Homestyle Hamburger is back. Take a quarter pound of lean beef, special sauce, tomato, lettuce, pickles, onions, a hamburger just like you'd make at home. Then add McDonald's world-famous large fries and a medium soft drink for an extra value meal of only $2.99. Come to the friendly and fun place to eat in Nashville and in Hope. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
Back at Hammond Stadium, start the 4th quarter. There you see the Arkadelphia Badgers bell. They ring every time they score, and that's been silent tonight, folks.
The bell has not tolled for the Arkadelphia offense tonight. There's no doubt about that. And I give credit to this Bobcat defense.
And back deep to punt for the Bobcats is Jason Patton. Grant Smith will field it just inside Badger territory. Patton gets the slow snap, but goes ahead and punts it and gets it away. And gets a Bobcat bounce into Badger territory at the 44, and that just turned out great for the Bobcats as Jason Patton dropped the ball and had to quickly punt it.
Well, you know, when something bad happens to you, like the play at Warren when Jason fumbled and he could have still kicked it, he learned from that experience, and he went ahead and got the punt off, and really a fine job. So a good, heady football play by Jason Patton.
And so the Bobcat defense will try to keep the Badgers again from scoring here early in this fourth quarter play with 11:51 left in the game. Hope 20, Arkadelphia 0. Dickerson is the quarterback. Long snap count. Pitch to Nelson. He can't field it. Let's see what the Bobcats can do. He gets around right in, running hard that time, and there's flags thrown as it's going to be a face mask on the Cats.
Yeah, it will be a face mask, and Arkadelphia really did a good job of blocking, considering all the things that went wrong there. They dropped the ball, and then Nelson was able to turn it up and then pick up a few yards, but the face mask will be tacked on there, and Arkadelphia will come out with a first down.
And good field position with 11:42 left in this ball game. They'll mark it inside the Bobcat 40 and at the 36, 1st and 10 Badgers.
Well, we have had a couple of face mask penalties tonight, but those are not intentional. It's just something that happens in the heat of that battle, and the Bobcats defense, a little bit of yardage given up here in penalties to this Arkadelphia offense.
House comes to the near side, Postclaw far right, and Grant Smith now slot left. Long snap count again. Dickerson pitches to Nelson. Alex Fennoy turns him back, but he gets good running room down to the 30, a 6-yard gain.
Yeah, and Alex did a pretty good job of making him commit there and come in. Alex has really been all over this field defensively tonight, made a lot of tackles out wide for the Bobcats, and bring up a 2nd and about 4 for the Badgers.
At the Bobcat 30, Jacob Jones, the defensive linebacker for the Bobcats, getting the signals for the Cats. Defensive coordinator Dwayne Curry calling those shots. And Bass goes wide right, slot right is Smith, split left is House, dropping back is Dickerson, looking deep. The man to get it is the Bobcats, and that is, looks like Nick Edwards on the interception deep in Bobcat territory at the 6.
Good job by Nick Edwards, just kind of laying back there, and the pass was not well thrown to his wide receiver, and Nick Edwards there to pick that one off and pick up the turnover for the Bobcats.
With 10:30 left in the game, the Bobcats get the turnover on a Nick Edwards interception. 1st and 10 at the Bobcat 7.
Well, this is just a place for the Bobcats to come out here and kind of play that power football and not make any mistakes and get out of the shadow of their own end zone.
Bobcats have Bright slot right, Muldrow on the left side, unbalanced line right, pitch to Edwards on that unbalanced line. Edwards just stuffed back behind the line of scrimmage near the end zone. The whistle blew before he got knocked into the end zone.
Yeah, his forward progress there will be stopped. The ball will be put on about the 3-yard line, and so the Bobcats faced with a 2nd and about 15 here.
And the Bobcats would love to get out of this area and run some clock off with the score 20-0, Bobcats leading. Bright goes to the left side to Costa Holyfield now in at the tailback on 2nd and 14. Handoff to, keeper by Cole. He jumps forward to about the 7-yard line near the original line of scrimmage, bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Cats.
Yeah, just a little quarterback keeper there by Courtney, and over there waiting on the play from the coaching staff. And the Bobcats 9:19 left in this football game, and you can kind of tell, Randy, that some of the intensity has gone out of the Bobcats. You know, and that happens in all football games. You know, 20-0 lead, and but they need to pick it back up and get out of this shadow of their end zone with the football on about the 6-7 yard line.
3rd down and 10 for the Cats. Across the middle to Ramsey. 1st down and more. Ramsey to the 30.
Well, there's the play to the tight end that we suspected would probably be open with the double coverage on the wideouts. I didn't really notice where they did double cover both Dee and Corey that time, but Gray just kind of snuck across the middle and just a little dump pass there, able to pick up the 1st down. Good play call by the Bobcats.
Yeah, when your defensive backs are concentrating on Corey Muldrew, now on D. Bright, it leaves Gray Ramsey an opportunity across that middle. Bright goes wide left, Muldrew to the near side. 1st and 10 Cats, 8:32 clock running left in this game. Dropping back is Cole. Pump fake, looks to the other way. Bright just can't get under it, almost. Well, that was a great execution by Courtney Cole.
Yeah, and you know, I think Corey Muldrew was open too, but both sides went for the pump fake, but D. Bright made a great trap on that ball. It was a little bit low, but he certainly made every effort to get to it. So the Bobcats will be faced with a 2nd and 10.
Clock stops with 8:20 left in the ball game. 2nd down and 10. Cats in control here, leading 20-0. There haven't been many of these luxury moments in AAA Southwest, and the Bobcats taking advantage of it here. Sending Bright and Muldrew to the left side. Hand off to Holyfield, and with the blitz on, Holyfield loses 5.
Yeah, Arkadelphia just shot the gaps there, and so as you said, we'll lose about 5 on the play, bring up a 3rd and 15 with just 8:05 left in this football game.
Bobcats again suffering a little cramps. Nice. Steve Edwards is out with cramps, and it's a warm night if you're playing football.
Well, Steve Edwards just seldom comes off this football field. He's on all the kick, defense, kicking game, offense, so he puts a lot of heart and effort into this football game.
3rd down, 14 for the Cats. Hand off on the counter to Bright, nowhere to go, and it'll bring up 4th down for the Bobcats with 7:29 clock running left in this ball game.
And it was a good play to call. You know, Arkadelphia's been shooting the gaps there and kind of throwing the blitz at the Bobcats, and if we could have just got past that 1st man, big yardage on the play, but the punting team comes on, and Jason Patton will get another opportunity to get off a good punt.
Nelson, number 12's back for the Badgers at about his 40. High snap, but Patton gets a nice punt away. Smith will let it fall and runs into Nelson, and Dietrich Pace says, "I've got your number, Mr. Nelson, tonight."
Yeah, it's almost like Dietrich is kind of one-on-one on Nelson, because he's just been just about everywhere on punts and certainly defense, and Nelson is gone, and so excellent play there by the senior Dietrich Pace.
6:56 left in this ball game. Arkadelphia has it at their own 41-yard line. There you see the Bobcat band leading the fans here, and Bobcats leading here 20-0. House comes to the near side. Grant Smith is far right. Pitch to Tim Nelson. He cuts up the left side. Good running room, and tackled there by Undra Johnson near a 1st down across midfield into Bobcat territory.
Yeah, that's been just about his most successful play tonight. Obviously pretty good blocking there by Arkadelphia. 6:30 left in the football game.
Bobcats travel to Hot Springs next week in AAA Southwest Conference action against the Trojans, who were playing the Malvern Leopards tonight. Cameron House to the left. Grant Smith to the right. 2nd down and 1 at midfield. Pitch to Nelson. Patton turns him back, but he gets around him and gets out using his speed to the sidelines at about the Bobcat 42.
Jason Patton did a good job of making his rush and making the running back cut back up in. Just our pursuit was a little slow in getting there, and he was able to pick up nice yardage.
1st and 10 for the Badgers. 6:10 left in the game. Hope leading 20-0. Dickerson is the junior quarterback for the Badgers, and there's a jump this time on that right side. There'll be a 5-yard illegal procedure penalty against the Badgers.
Yeah, and that's their big guard there, the 300-plus pounder there, moving too early. So that will set this Arkadelphia drive back 5 yards. 6:10 remaining in the football game.
Bobcats defense has so far held the Badgers out of the end zone and hoping to do that for another 6 minutes and 10 seconds. Dropping back is Dickerson, throws it deep. Edwards and Smith down there, and there's a flag thrown at the 5-yard line.
Well, I'm not going to, and I don't think anybody's going to fault Nick Edwards on that. He was going up for the football and just made a nice play, and the referee threw his flag, and Arkadelphia will benefit from that pass interference penalty.
And it is against the Bobcats, pass interference, and
well, you know, Randy, there are some penalties that just aren't necessary, and there's some that you just have to take your chances. Nick's out there playing defense and did what he was supposed to do, and just unfortunately got the penalty call.
Well, there's a timeout on the field with 6:02 left in the ball game. It is Hope 20, Arkadelphia 0. We'll be back after these messages.
Look at these beautiful Polaris ATVs. Best ATV in America, made in America. Folks, it's Tim Ashbrook again with Prescott Motor Company. Just want to tell you about a big day we got coming up, October 4th, which is a Saturday, first Saturday in October. We're going to have free hot dogs and Cokes. We're moving out the 97 Polaris inventory, making room for the 98s coming in. Also, we're trying to get these deer hunters geared up and ready for deer season. Folks, come on out Saturday, October 4th. For the best sales price you can find on America's #1 ATV, which is Polaris. That's Prescott Motor Company, Highway 67 South in Prescott.
Hello, my name is Robert Arnold. I'm owner and administrator of Arnold Plaza Retirement Center. We're located at 1900 South Main in Hope, Arkansas. Here at Arnold Plaza, we offer many services to our elderly residents. We have comfortable rooms with private baths, 3 meals each day. We have medicine supervision, and we have activities and church services and help with doctor's appointments. We have our own duty staff 24 hours a day. We find that the security of having someone to help when you need help leaves a peace of mind with our residents so that they may enjoy life here at Arnold Plaza. If you need our services, please call or come by Arnold Plaza, 1900 South Main in Hope, Arkansas.
Great shoes and great prices. Of course, it can only be the Athlete's Foot in Hope. We have styles you'll find only at the Athlete's Foot from Nike, Adidas, Fila, and Reebok. The shoes with the blue tag. Also cleats from Nike for young kids playing Little League football. Our prices are always competitive and the fit is always right at the Athlete's Foot, North Irving and Hope, next to Pizza Hut.
Hi, my name is Kevin Bridges at your local Radio Shack dealer in Hope, Arkansas. A lot of my customers are still amazed on exactly how much we install. Not only do we sell the CBs, the CD mounts, the CD accessories, but we install them. Not only do we sell the cellular phones, let it be a handheld phone or a bag phone, but we install them. We also have outside antennas, the amplifiers for them, the hardware, the poles, and yes, we install them. We also offer a wide variety of PA systems, mixer boards, speakers, microphones, cables, and yes, we do install them. So remember, come to Radio Shack at 218 East 2nd Street for all of your installation needs.
Back with 6:02 left in the ball game after the defensive interference call on the Bobcats. Arkadelphia will have first and about a yard, but as you mentioned, Bubba, that's not a bad play when the guy's down there about to catch the ball.
No, he made a good play, and it's one that Coach Kell, I don't think, would would tell him not to make again. He's just trying to play the football, and as I said, unfortunately, had the pass interference flag thrown. But I thought, nice play by Nick Edwards.
Well, the referee's talking about it, and they'll just make it a 1st and 10 at the Bobcat 32. 6:02 left. There you see the Arkadelphia band. It's a big crowd from Arkadelphia here. It packs sides on the visitor side. They were hoping for a better result than this, but the Bobcat defense has not allowed that to happen. House come to the near side. Dickerson sends Grant Smith to the right. That was who that last pass was intended for. Handoff to Nelson and Jeff High and Corey Armstrong all over him.
Yeah, I think they had that draw play sniffed out pretty well. They just got excellent penetration there. Jeff High, the junior, Corey Armstrong there playing in for Michael Christian, giving him a little bit of a break. And excellent play by Christian and Armstrong. Excuse me, Jeff High and Armstrong.
2nd down and 15. Ball marked at the 36 of the Cats. Dickerson gets the snap, dropping back, looking downfield. Intercepted by Corey Muldrew. Muldrew brought down at the 32, but a great job by the Bobcat senior. And the Cats will take over 1st and 10 with 5:05 left in the game.
Well, we've got a penalty down here, and I don't know. I'm going to wait and see whether it's on the Bobcats. We'll just wait and see. And I think it is going to be on the Bobcats.
But that may have been after the interception.
Well, it was definitely after the interception. I think it's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, but I'm going to wait and see. No, it's against Arkadelphia. I saw Patton and High both pretty upset about something, and Coach Smith over there telling his troops that, when something like that happens, get out of the way because it could come back and hurt you. But as I was going to say about Corey Muldrew, one of the things that Corey Muldrew does, and he's probably as good a defensive player as you're going to find in this conference too. It's just unfortunate that he's not able to play defense all the time, but a nice play there by Corey.
Bobcats in 2 men wide right. That's Bright and Muldrew. Dropping back is Cole. He's hit. Gets up. Good run by Cole at midfield. Breaks a runner. Gets out of bounds. Good job by Courtney Cole, the Bobcat senior quarterback.
Well, that's an exciting play, and you hear the fans. They really appreciate that kind of effort there by Courtney Cole. And again, they missed a tackle on him. He didn't go down. He just used his excellent speed to get out and pick up the 1st down. So an especially exciting play by the Bobcat quarterback.
1st and 10, Bobcats in Badger territory at the 40, and there's an official timeout on the field.
Well, Randy, this football game was won in the 1st half. The Bobcats just came out and just took it to Arkadelphia. They dominated them so much in that 1st half, in every phase of the football game, and that's where the football game was won, as they keep their offense on the field and kind of wind down this clock with 4:40 left in the football game.
Wright comes to the near side. Muldrew split left. Chad Lacey and Sorrells are your running backs. Hand off to Lacey along the left side, and Chad gained a couple before being brought down there.
Yeah, just a good hit there by an Arkadelphia defender, and able to, I think there's a flag over on the opposite sideline.
Illegal procedure against the Cats. Be a 5-yard penalty. Bring up 1st and 15. With 4:10 left in the game.
Just continue what I was talking about, the Bobcats winning this football game in the 1st half. And that was with some mistakes. Obviously, some mistakes they didn't want, some penalties here and there. Still need a little work on their extra point. But, just an intense 1st half by this Bobcat football team.
Muldrew and Bright split left. Ramsey's the tight end on the right side. Again, Courtney Cole, the quarterback, pitches to, that is Lacey along the right side. Lacey gets outside, got good speed at the 40, at the 30, runs over, still running at the 25. First and 10 for Chad Lacey and the Bobcats.
And again, the fans are so appreciative of just an outstanding effort there on Chad Lacey's part. You know, we haven't seen Chad Lacey a lot on offense because he's playing defense this year. And of course, we do our deep at tailback with Holyfield and Edwards back there. But Chad Lacey in his own right is an outstanding runner. He's just he is a load to bring down, not big in stature, but you saw him. He was whirling and going after extra yardage, and he doesn't know how to quit when that football's in his hand.
Muldrew comes to the near side. Bright is slot left. Across the middle to Ramsey, just can't pick it up. Brings up second down.
Yeah, and Gray just needs to get his body down and cradle that football. And that was a nice play to call, a little play action there, and Gray was wide open. I think Courtney could have put it up just a little bit higher. And so brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Bobcats as the clock winds down, 3:20, and the Bobcats will certainly win this football game and be off to a good start in AAA Southwest.
Muldrew and Bright go to the left side. Lacey again, the tailback. On the blitz, handoff to Lacey, and just ran into those linebackers, bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, that play just had no chance. Arkadelphia had the right defense call for that particular play, but as the clock continues to wind down, just over 3 minutes to play, the Bobcats certainly in a great spot.
Timeout Arkadelphia with 3:04 left in this game. It's Hope 20, Arkadelphia 0. We'll be back on TV 55 after these messages.
Mind if I ask you something?
No, go ahead.
Say you've got some horrible emergency like a broken leg, but you're in Tampa. Who would you call?
Don't know.
Okay, how about Columbia? They are the largest healthcare provider in the nation.
Really?
Pretty much wherever you go, they'll take care of you.
I didn't know that.
So say you are pregnant in Denver. Who are you going to call?
6 o'clock news.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Travis Mitchell, Mitchell's Medimart, 16th and South Main. Out here by the hospital, across the street from the high school, out amongst all the doctors. A very, very good location, a very good, convenient spot to drive up to, quick in, quick out. We're sometimes even referred to as a 9-step drugstore. Very convenient, pop in, pop out. We're high on service, high on quality, and low on price. Won't you come see us at Mitchell's Medimart, 16th and South Main? Travis Mitchell.
Year-end closeout prices are in effect today at John Hayes Chevrolet. For example, fuel-efficient Cavaliers have financing as low as 2.9% APR for 48 months. Or try 3.9% financing for 60 months on any Cavalier in stock. Pick Illumina and get $750 cash back, or choose low GMAC interest rates. For the best selection and the best deals, come on in today.
Just say John Hayes, you'll be rolling, you'll be on your way.
Back here at Hammond Stadium, the Hope Bobcats leading the Arkadelphia Badgers 20-0, 3:04 left in the football game, and the Bobcats are faced with a 3rd and 11 here as the referee signals for the play clock to start. And Courtney Cole under center, and he drops back and fakes, but a big rush on by Arkadelphia. Courtney gets away, and he spins around, finding running room, back across the field. Courtney using his speed and just runs through an Arkadelphia tackler there, as the fans love to see Courtney Cole run with the football in open field, and Cole used his running ability there to pick up about, well, let's see, 9 yards on the play. Going to bring up a 4th and about a half yard as Courtney Cole made that play all on his own, Randy, as he just dodged tackler after tackler.
Yeah, and Arkadelphia takes a timeout, so trying to stop the clock with 2:49 left in this game. Courtney just shows how much ability and mobility he has as a quarterback.
Well, he has. He's a good little athlete, as we talked about many times. He does have excellent speed. He's making real good decisions. He's a tough little player. He's a tough quarterback. He doesn't go down easily. But what this does on film for the Bobcats opponents, it gives them just another headache to worry about. You saw as the Bobcats, I think, did pick up that first down. But you saw what Arkadelphia, they saw the Bobcat films, and they came into the game tonight, and they said, we're not going to let Corey Muldrew beat us. Then DeRoderick Bright started getting some big plays, and so they said, well, we're not going to let D. Bright beat us. So they started double covering those guys, and Courtney has just done an outstanding job of making things happen. So it's when you watch the film of these Bobcats, you're going to have a lot of weapons to contend with, and when you take on this Bobcat offense.
Bright goes far left. Muldrew's tight on the right side. Paul Wilson is the tight end on the left side. Lacey and Alex Fenori. And Cole just busts through and drops the ball. Good quarterback sneak and just dropped the ball. And let's see who's got it. And the Bobcats fumble it, and Arkadelphia will take it over at their own 6-yard line on the Bobcat fumble.
Well, Courtney did fumble the football, but I'm not going to put a lot of blame there. You know, the quarterback sneak there with Courtney running, that's the first time we've really seen it in that type of position this year, but that's a valuable play also, and certainly another thing for Bobcat opponents to think about.
Bobcats again travel next week to Hot Springs to take on the Trojans. Always a tough trip in AAA Southwest. We hope all the fans watching this game will make that trip up there, see the Cats, and then come home and watch the replay. Dickerson is the quarterback for the Badgers. House is to the near side. Dropping back to Dickerson, throws across to Smith. Grant Smith trying to get out of bounds. He will. Good run by Smith. Bobcats knock him down after a gain of about 25 yards, 1st and 10.
Well, I think that Arkadelphia probably should have used their passing attack a little bit more tonight. Their running game was just totally inefficient against the Bobcat defense tonight, and certainly the Bobcats just shut this running game down from the very get-go. No games running the football really of any significance tonight, and as the Bobcats call a timeout.
Now the Cats call a timeout with 2:32 left in the ball game. Hope leading 20-0. We'll be back on KTSS after these messages.
Hi, my name is Jean Ann Luker. I work at First National Bank of Hope and still don't have time to balance my checkbook. After work, there's t-ball, dance lessons, homework, dinner, baths, and bedtime stories. In the evening, when everyone is settled down, that's when I call Customer Link. Since Customer Link is a 24-hour service, I can call at my convenience. I can check my balance, see what checks have cleared my account, make transfers, keep up with loan balances, and much, much more. As you know, life is busy enough, so if you haven't tried Customer Link, give it a try. It's 777-BANK. That's 777-2265. At First National Bank, where a century of commitment continues.
Save $10. Save $20. Save $30 at the Athlete's Foot in Hope. That's right, save $10 to $30 on adult athletic shoes at the Athlete's Foot. Also enjoy great savings on children's shoes. Athletic socks, we have more than just a few pair. We also have a great selection of cleaners, strings, and a wide variety of supports for any foot for tremendous savings and great fit. Come to the Athlete's Foot, North Hervey and Hope, next to Pizza Hut.
2:32 left in the ball game. The Hope Bobcat band leading the crowd in the victory for the Cats here, 20-0, as the Bobcats try to keep Arkadelphia at 0 here, and that's about the only suspense left in this ball game.
Well, the 20-0 score doesn't do justice to how thoroughly Arkadelphia has been dominated tonight.
Dickerson sends 2 men to the left side. The junior quarterback dropping back, throws it to Smith. He won't get out of his backfield. Boy, a good run by Smith on the far side. Now on the near side, Jacob Jones finally gets him out of bounds. He rolls off of him. He'll go all the way, but there's a flag back at the Badger 40, and I think there was a clip on the play.
Well, it could be a clip or a face mask, but I think we're going to call it a clip. Yeah, the referee's pointing at one of the offensive linemen for the Badgers, so that play will be brought back. But that was just an outstanding run there by
Grant Smith, 47.
By Smith. He cut back across the field, and but it will be brought back. A clip there will nullify that, and so the scoreboard will stay intact with that 20-0 score with 2:13 left in the game.
Well, there is some importance, I think, Bob, on these playoff. If Arkadelphia could score 13 is a magic number. If you lose by more than 13 or win by 13, and so if they could get less than 13, it might be of some importance in a playoff tie picture.
I'm glad you know that, because we tried to figure that playoff picture out last year, and I think we did the day before the game, the day before the playoff game. But yeah, there is some significance in this. Certainly, you know, the Bobcat. I think the Bobcat defense, more than anything, just doesn't want to give up a score. So
you're right.
But
Absolutely.
that was an excellent play there by the Arkadelphia split end, Mr. Smith, and the play, the referees, and everybody. I don't know if well, there was an injured player, I guess.
Yeah, Smith just kind of not. I don't know if he's just winded or, but he did an outstanding job of running across the field back to the near side and going down the Bobcat sideline for the touchdown. So the play clock has started for Arkadelphia with 2:13 left in this game, and Dickerson quickly gets his troops up to the line of scrimmage. Sends two men wide right, and that's Bass, and now Tim Nelson hits Nelson across the middle, and nice job by Nick Edwards.
Yeah, that was a real good tackle there by Nick Edwards, because we kind of lost coverage on him. We didn't have anybody covering him, and Nick just kind of fell off back in there and made a nice sure tackle on the receiver. So 1:44 as Arkadelphia calls another timeout.
And with 1:44 left in the game, Hope leading 20-0, Arkadelphia calls a timeout to stop the clock. Second down and about 13 for the Badgers.
Well, I think it's an opportunity. Obviously, the game is well in hand for the Bobcats, but the Badger coaches just trying to do something positive. And, you know, I think they probably will wish that they might have tried to find Grant Smith a little more tonight in that passing offense, as he certainly looked like a capable runner with the football after he catches it.
And you see the Bobcat band entertaining the fans here at the end of this Bob game. And Cat's been impressive in this AAA Southwest Conference opener, and boy, it's always great to get off to a 1-0 start in that conference race.
Well, you know, it's been 2 years since we did it 3 years ago. Went up and beat Arkadelphia just in one of the most exciting games I've ever broadcast. Maybe it was 4 years ago. I really lose track.
3 years ago.
I'm getting old, and you know, that was a great game up in Arkadelphia.
That catapulted the Bobcats into 5-2 conference record, and in the playoffs went up to Osceola and had many chances to win that ball game.
Well, the thing is now that the Bobcats have this game behind them, now they can start thinking about Hot Springs next week and just keep their minds on business and play them one at a time.
Dickerson across the middle. It's man Lacey, and Muldrew knock him down short of a first down at the 38.
Yeah, and that play probably looks more effective now at the end of the game than it actually was earlier, simply because the Bobcats have to honor the deep pass and not let anyone behind them.
3rd down and 2 for the Badgers near their own 40, and there's movement on the offensive line and also the Bobcat defense. We'll see who moved first.
Oh, it's going to be the Arkadelphia offense, but they've done that quite a bit tonight, and you know, that's, you know, we've talked about that many times, and you know, it's when you get tired, you know, you lose concentration sometimes, and you know, you just to be a successful football team, you can't have that penalty because that's just an unforced error.
Third down now and 7 for the Badgers at their own 35. Dropping back as Dickerson hits Nelson across the middle. Nelson using his speed, and Ramsey knocks him down near midfield, about the 47 of the Badgers. 1:10 left in the game. Clock stops for the movement of the chains, but he didn't get out of bounds. Quickly, Arkadelphia up to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10. Clock now starting. 1:09. Clock running left in the game. Dickerson dropping back, looking. Pace knocks him down. Surely he hit his knee.
Oh, he did. The referee just he didn't catch that one.
Ryan Walker and Christian finish him up along with Muldrew, Andrew Johnson, Corey Armstrong, and Nick Edwards.
The only thing I can think of why he didn't call that, maybe he thought the ball was loose and he didn't have possession of it. But 44 seconds left as the Bobcats try to fend off this Arkadelphia passing attack.
2nd down and 12 for the Badgers. Dropping back again, hits Nelson in the flats. And he's brought down by Edwards. For the Cats also back there, Ramsey. And there's a player down with 25 seconds left in the game. Official timeout is one of the Arkadelphia players. I guess Nelson is hurt.
Yeah, I think that's Nelson down. And as you mentioned, just a few seconds left, 25 seconds left. But a good start for the conference season. And as I mentioned in the pregame, I thought the Bobcats were coming into this game with some momentum and some confidence. And the thing I'm looking forward to, Randy, is to watch this football team when they play a game some night where they don't have the few mistakes that maybe stave off a drive or something, and they're really going to be impressive when that happens.
Yeah, when they're really clicking on all cylinders, and they did a good job tonight. 3rd down and 4. Dickerson pump fakes, then throws it. Ramsey down there to cover, and incomplete. Brings up 4th down with 11 seconds left. The Badgers' last shot at it.
Yeah, Coach Curry giving his defensive signals to his Bobcat defenders, and with 11 seconds left, Arkadelphia trying to end this game on a positive note and sneak into this Bobcat end zone with a late pass.
Yeah, and Bobcats 11 seconds away from a shutout. And as you mentioned, that's important for this Bobcat defense. Dickerson throws it to Nelson. He just drops it. 8 seconds left. That was 4th down. Bobcats will take over.
Well, we'll get a kneel down here, but, you know, I want to say, just talk about this offensive line really did a superb job tonight in this first half of controlling the line of scrimmage. Give some credit to your sophomore over there. Tremaine Hill had a real fine game, his first ever start in high school. And, of course, Brent Carpenter and Devin Walker, Rusty Beck, Ryan Walker, Gray Ramsey. The offensive line really did a fine job of playing tonight, and they have to be certainly mixed in with that success and credit of the Bobcat offense tonight.
And Cole takes a knee, and that will run the clock out and finish this game. And the Bobcats win the conference opener over the Arkadelphia Badgers 20-0. We'll be back at Hammond Stadium for the players of the game after these messages.
Wilson Furniture and Appliance in Hope needs your help. Our showroom and warehouse are full of Lazy Boy. We have Lazy Boys in pairs or sets of 3. At Wilson, we have lots of recliners in luxurious leather or the classic stain-resistant fabrics. Please come try our Lazy Boys and see why they are the best. Come see how far below retail we mark our prices. At Wilson, we have the largest selection of Lazy Boy in the area. Please come buy your Lazy Boy today at Wilson Furniture and Appliance, 222 South Main in Hope.
Being there to serve a family in a time of death, a part of life, is not an easy task. But it is one that Eddie Brazil director and staff at Brazil Cornish Funeral Home Prescott take very seriously. They do everything at Brazil Cornish they can to help us through the difficult and help us honor life and our loved ones. Did you know at Brazil Cornish they gladly honor all funeral contracts from all of their funeral homes, including pre-need? Phone 887-2644. Brazil Cornish Funeral Home in Prescott. Eddie Brazil director, not a chain or part of a chain.
Don't start Pee Wee football until you've been to Impressions. We have everything you need for youth football. We have complete sets of pads for every age group, plus we have plenty of white pants for any team. Embroidery of team mascot is done in-house for prompt service. At Impressions, we keep a good selection of ball gloves and bats year-round.
For all your youth sports needs, whether it be baseball, football, or soccer, come by Impressions, 108 West 2nd, downtown Hope, Arkansas.
Back at Hammond Stadium, where the Bobcats beat the Arkadelphia Badgers and go 1-0 in conference, a big 20-0 victory over Arkadelphia. We got our players of the game offensively. DeRoderick Bright, the big split end that had a great night for the Cats, and also Alex Flenoy, the linebacker for the Bobcats, a great night. And D, you just kind of set the tone for the Bobcats. Courtney hit you on that 64-yard touchdown play. Why don't you set it up for us?
Yes, sir. They had been double teaming Corey Mudgew, and then we started, they were outside of me, so we said we might well hit that slant.
Yeah, and that was open all night. A lot of times, you know, Courtney couldn't get it to you. He's been rushed, but, you know, they've tried it several times. It hit on that time, and you used your speed, and once you got about midfield, nobody was close to you.
Yes, sir.
Did you feel like anybody behind you that time?
I didn't think nobody could catch me.
We didn't think anybody's going to catch you, D, I'll assure you. Well, the rest of the night, a lot of things y'all were doing on the passing game. You know, looked at Corey several times. You got several passes. Also looked at Gray Ramsey in the middle because they were guarding both of you so tight, weren't they?
Yes, sir. In that second half, they were too deep on us, so we couldn't do nothing really.
Okay, so they had to look for somebody else.
Yes, sir.
Well, now what about these Badgers coming in tonight? This last 2 years, and you're a senior, they've stopped you in the opening conference game. How's it feel to be 1-0 in conference?
It feels great. I feel like we can go all the way with this here.
Got a tough road trip next week at Hot Springs, and you got to keep it going and get ready for those guys.
Yes, sir.
Well, great game, D, and turn it over for Bub to talk to Alex Flenoy.
Okay, and this is Alex Flenoy, one of the starting linebackers, along with Jacob Jones for the Bobcat defense. And Alex, you know, Randy and I talked so many times on TV. I think the first game against Warren, it took a little bit of getting used to everybody maybe in some new positions. But this defense is really coming along. Tell us about what it's like playing for the Bobcat defense right now.
It feels really good playing for the Bobcat defense.
I think you did a lot of tackles out on the sweep tonight. Really used your speed. Were you guys looking for that sweep from the Badgers? They seem to use it a lot, but you seem to be there ready to cut it off every time.
Yeah, Coach Kerr told us that they were going to run a bunch, and he told me I had to stop it.
Your defense, Alex, is not the biggest defense that you all will play this year, but certainly it shows that speed and just a lot of want to really makes a good defense, evidenced by that 20-0 shutout tonight. What about Hot Springs coming up? I know you got this one game behind you. You're 1-0. You just take them one at a time now?
Yes, sir.
And I think that you know that Hot Springs will certainly, as always, have some good running backs to throw at you. You'll have your defensive compatriots ready to go next week. But talk some about it seems to me that you and Dietrich Pace made just almost every tackle on the kickoff.
Yeah, we tried to. I was supposed to be the first one down the field, and I'll do it.
Well, you and Pace are in a race to be the first one down the field. You're just doing a great job there for us, Alex, and you guys just keep playing hard, and we love your intensity and the way you play football, and good luck against Arkadelphia.
Thank you.
So the Bobcats go 1-0 in AAA Southwest with a 20-0 victory over Arkadelphia. Bub, next week, road trip, always tough. I don't care who you're playing in AAA Southwest. Cats go to play Hot Springs next week. Should be a good game.
Well, just quite simply, Randy, you can't let down. It's just a week-to-week thing. They came out tonight. They did an excellent job of shutting the offense down. They scored in the first half when they needed to. Their special teams were really impressive tonight, especially their coverage teams. You know, we were talking to Alex there about how he and Pace just seem to make every tackle, and that's a pride that you can certainly build on through the year. You know, you develop a real good special teams. It just carries over to the entire football team. But I think a real workmanlike job tonight. They used a lot of a lot of their skill people. You know, again, Courtney had a good game. Also, Steve had his usual tough running game, and they did try to take Corey Muldrew out of the offense, but as we talked about, Dee Bright came in and burnt them, and we also have Gray Ramsey there that can catch a football. Chad Lacey came in and ran the ball exceptionally well tonight. DeCosta Holyfield, before he got hurt, was making some good runs. So there are so many things that I talked about during the football game that you're going to have to watch about this this Hope offense, and they have a lot of good skill players. Defense is coming on. They have the first one behind them. They're 1-0. I expect them to go into Hot Springs next week, even though it's on the road, with a good attitude, not be flat, play them one game at a time. It's really, again, I'll say, as you heard the fans tonight, there were so many kids that made exciting plays, and the fans appreciated it. Come out and watch these kids. Do yourself a favor, because it's great entertainment.
Well, you know, also you got to know that Coach Joe Kell, the head coach, and defense coordinator Dwayne Curry have got to be pleased with this defensive performance tonight.
I think without question the defense is gelling. As I mentioned, it's not a big defense. In fact, they're small. You take away Jonathan Sampson, who certainly has good size, but their defensive tackles are not large. Their defensive ends certainly not by any means are big players. Jacob Jones and Fenori are not big linebackers by any means, but they play good team defense, and I think the thing that I've noticed that is such an improvement is their pursuit. So many more Bobcats get into the football. I think the 5-2 defense is certainly something that suits them well now. Just everybody playing real well. Jeff High and Christian both had a good game tonight. Sampson played, probably had his best game of the year. Patton and Pace, my goodness, they played exceptional. And, of course, Jones and Fenori in on a lot of plays. And that secondary tonight, even though we were missing Billy Roberts, Nick Edwards played really well. You know, Steve Edwards, I don't want to leave anybody out, but the entire defense, it was a fine game for the defense, and maybe a coming out game should give them some confidence as they roll through this conference schedule.
Of course, that first half, that offensive line did a great job and kind of set the tone for the game.
Yeah, and let me mention those kids' names, because so many times we get into the heat of the game. But you know, tonight we had the sophomore Tremaine Hill did an excellent job. Right next to him is old steady Ryan Walker. He's not big. He's just a senior that goes all out.
The old man of the
You bet. Rusty Beck, of course, returning all-conference player. He just anchors that thing. On the right side, we have a junior, Devin Walker, playing real well. Another junior right next to him, Brent Carpenter, just as steady as rock. So everything coming together well for the Bobcats right now. The key will be just keep the mistakes to a minimum, play good team defense, and let their skill people take over the football game. So right now, things looking up for the Bobcats.
Final score, Hope 20, Arkadelphia 0. Bobcats on the road next week at Hot Springs. Follow the Cats to Hot Springs, then come back and watch it on KTSS, Channel 55 Sports.
You've been watching Bobcat football as Hope hosted Arkadelphia on Friday, September 26th. Play-by-play with Bubba Powell.